Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Capital City Sports Network, where tonight, from the Ford Ice Center here in Bellevue, Tennessee, the American Collegiate Hockey Association and the Southeastern Collegiate Hockey Conference are proud to present Round 1, South Carolina against Auburn, a rematch of a game just a few weeks ago. We're so glad you could join us here, ladies and gentlemen. Dillon Clark, as always, alongside Zach McKinstry. And this is the game that the Gamecocks have been looking forward to all season.
Yeah, greatest season in club history for the Gamecocks, starting off the season 18-1-1. Had the win against Auburn last week, so you know Auburn's going to come into this game upset, wanting to get that victory. They are starting in goal tonight Hayden Harris, whereas they started Cole Canning in that last one. Cole Canning gave up 5 goals, played a great game, but Hayden Harris is a phenomenal goaltender, and the Gamecocks are going to have to keep it up offensively if they want to get by him tonight.
He has been the guy all year for head coach Marcel Richard. 920 save percentage, and in goal down to our left, Trip Russell for South Carolina, 9-1-0, a 909 save percentage, 2.79 goals against average. It is Ronan Egan against Chandler Brown, the opening faceoff, and we are underway here in Nashville. The Gamecocks moving left and right to start things out. A big hit by Cam Mecca, turnover. Egan a shot right off the hop here. Just a few seconds in, it squibbed back into the slot area. Taken back out here by Auburn across the blue line, fired back in by Tyler Oakley. And back to get this one, Henry Humphrey on defense for the Tigers. In behind the goal, behind his goaltender Harris. This one will be flipped off the boards by Sam Edwards, moved ahead, and into Gamecock territory. We're racing back on it is Nick Peters, playing defense again after a pretty long stint up at center, that fourth line for South Carolina. Back in the lineup tonight, though, Corey Hawkinson. He is the Gamecocks' fourth line center for the duration of this one. 40 seconds in, Ronan Egan flips this one back down low to Cam Mecca. Egan and Thomas go for a line change. Mecca takes a spill in behind the goal. A turnover, though, the puck bouncing at the top of the circles, taken back the other way here by Edwards. 13 points on the season. He will be content to just wrap this one in. Gamecocks goal completing their line change, and this one bouncing at center. And our first big hit, Julian Reese runs over Lance O'Rourke. And the puck comes back towards center, knifed away from Joe Collega by O'Rourke. Stepped into by Duncan Hickman, stripped of control. Michael Bolger, turned over again. O'Rourke chips this one in behind Russell. On it, Hickman, Iamsville, Maryland native, flips this one back out towards center, past Blanding. Julian Reese, Gamecock leading scorer. 19 goals on the season, gives chase. It's flipped back into the backhand by Collega. 90 seconds gone in this first period. No big chances so far. Now a shot there. Harris makes the save. Rebound alone in front. Bolger, he scores! First goal of the game belongs to the Gamecocks. It is Bolger, 18-19 to go in the first period. The deadlock ends early.
South Carolina doing what they've done best all year, scoring early on in this one. Quick goal from Mike Bolger. As you've seen, the Auburn team goes back and forth to start this one. Auburn playing a different style since our last matchup with the Gamecocks. And a great goal from Mike Bolger to start out this game.
Mike Bolger, his 11th goal this season. His line with Julian Reese and Luke Rudman combining for 70 and now 71 points this season. So the Gamecocks, once again, off to the early lead here. The best start you could hope for in a tournament. Now, Matty has shot it right around in front. That one knocked down on its way there. Colin Burke sends a backhander in towards the slot. Racing after that one, Chad Lezyne. After not scoring for quite some time to start the season, Lezyne had a 3-game goal-scoring streak. It was snapped last Saturday in a 4-2 win against the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. On this one now, Noah Matty. Back for the Tigers, Henry Humphrey. It squibbed off Ian Powder there, pops into the slot. Matty fans at that one. It's chipped into the far side corner, chipped back off the boards. And now Colin Burke recycles this one back for South Carolina. Humphrey behind the goal once again. Waiting patiently, setting up shot. Breakout pass chipped by Michael Peak. D-to-D for South Carolina, Evan Hoey, and now Corey Hawkinson takes a hit. His first shift back here for South Carolina in a different role than he's expected to take on. Hawkinson came into the season as the number 2 center for South Carolina. Now down the right wing and off sides is Corey Hawkinson. First game since January the 17th. It was South Carolina's first game of the semester. A semester in which they have gone 4-0 and outscored opponents 24-8 in those 4 games.
Yeah, South Carolina's offense has been phenomenal. That top line of Mecca, Egan, and Thomas putting up 81 points for this team. So South Carolina's offense can be explosive. We'll see if they can keep it up here tonight.
Tigers going D-to-D again. Stepped into there by Nick Peters. Puck rolls away from Colin Tate. Now Corey Hawkinson takes it for the squad out of South Carolina. Tipped in at the red line. Recovered by Ryan Scott. Chips this one right up the gut to Chandler Brown. Had the lone goal for Auburn on January the 31st when these two teams met. It was Auburn's first trip to the Plex. And Tyler Oakley tries to wrestle this one into the Tigers' zone. And he's still going after it, though. It's taken away there by Haggerty. He's taken down. 50-50 puck bounces in the air. Chipped back by Oakley. He's trying to get back into position perhaps for a line change here. This one flipped out near side. Sam Edwards on that one for the Tigers. Batted down by Haggerty. Goes one-on-one against Oakley, taken into the boards near side. Joining on now with some help is Blake Robinson. He's taken down, the puck rolls back. Corey Hawkinson has it down the right side. Raffled back in, off the glass, and a stanchion. And now Trip Russell's got to make a decision here. A whistle, we thought the whistle had gone. Play continues though. My apologies, in behind the goal. They'll battle for it. Shooting that one off the outside of the cage, and now finally recovered by South Carolina. First line on now for the Gamecocks. Ronan Egan, team leader in points with 32 of them. Dashes into the zone, drops it off for Thomas there. He couldn't capitalize on the attempt. A big hit by Cam Mecca. Turned over though. Thomas sends one on goal there. It bounces up in the air after a solid stop from Hayden Harris. Down on the ice and now back to his feet is Ronan Egan. The puck on the near side. Chipped back in past Duncan Hickman. Defensive partner Joe Collega comes back to get it. He'll drop it back off for Hickman. Off the boards, and now far side Mecca in front of his own bench. Egan, right wing. Thomas can't touch up in time. And the official holding the broken stick of one of the Tigers calls the offsides here. 15 and some change to go in the first period. Bolger's goal is still the only one in the game.
Well, what an awkward sequence of play there, Dillon. You start off at one end, you thought I heard a whistle, and Trip Russell was holding the puck behind the net. Everyone kind of came to a halt, didn't know what was going on. And once the whistle had been determined not been blown, that puck kept going, and then Cam Meck on the other end, laying the boom, the captain of the South Carolina squad, getting physical early.
Not an overly large player, but certainly not afraid to throw his weight around when his team needs it. Gamecocks chip this one back in, although it is nice to hear that I wasn't the only one who thought the whistle had blown. Gamecocks throw this one back in. It is Reese. It takes an awkward pop there off the side of the boards. It's chipped back in. Puck plays onward here, and now it's Chandler Brown roaring out through center. Down the right side, onside they come towards the goal line. Centering pass, no one home. Comes back to the point. Blocked on its way. Julian Reese kicks that one ahead to his left winger in Bolger. Reese goes for a line change. Bolger doubles back. On top of that, Predators logo at center ice, and a nice dish off there to Nick Peters down the right side. Gathering speed, it is Peters. Takes it, throws it in front, took an awkward pop there off a defenseman. Henry Humphreys almost put that one in the back of his zone net, and Powderly fires this one back down. Bolger's got to still go off for a line change in exchange for Chad Lezyne. Oakley has some trouble, chips it back in. Gamecocks will go back and touch up here. From behind his own net, Caleb Patillo to the near side, intercepted. Powderly gives this one back on for Nick Peters. And a bouncing puck sent back in on Patillo. First game of the tournament for both of these squads, not the first game that has been played here. Just a little while before this game started, Arkansas, the number one team in the conference, took down number 8 Tennessee by a score of 15-2. Arkansas, the juggernaut that no one wants to see on the matchup sheet in this tournament. Gamecocks at number 2, Auburn, the number 7 seed. They bring it on here over the blue line. Shut down, though the loose puck is only just now taken by Ian Powderly. Clogging up of players there in front of the Gamecock net results in play going back down behind. Duncan Hickman throwing a hit there. This time is Brandon Weiss for the Tigers. Loose in the slot there, shot fanned on. It rolls back to the point, turned back in, and shoveled on now by Ryan Scott. That puck touched up off sides here. The whole Gamecock bench, especially assistant coach John Kochlenberg, hollering for the offsides. They will get it here. 13-11 to go, period number 1. 4 shots on goal for the visitors. And they're updating them as we speak, so we won't even touch the shots for now. Neutral zone draw, the Gamecocks able to win that one back. They'll go D to D, a rolling puck taken by Collega. Incidentally fired back on his goaltender, though Russell was ready. Sticks that one up. Now Corey Hawkinson has seen some extended playing time here. Player goes down in the neutral zone. And Michael Peake gives this one on now for Hawkinson. Out with Rob Lawrence and Duncan Hickman, who has the puck, fires that one there. Harris makes the save. He doesn't know where it is. It was in his equipment there. 12:48 to go, first period. And Harris hangs on for a face-off.
Yeah, and that puck rolled out perfectly for Duncan Hickman. And great goalie screen by number 24, Mike Peak. Good job sitting in front of that goalie, Harris, and making it tough for the goaltender to see.
Harris, one of those goaltenders that can steal you a game when you need him to. Made 41 saves in Auburn's most recent win, a 4-3 victory against the Ice Dogs of Georgia. A game they would not have won had it not been for the stellar play of their goaltender. Puck now behind the goal. Collega rips one far side, picked up in stride by Rob Lawrence. The Gamecocks move it back in 2-on-2. It's dumped back in. Michael Peak, the lone forechecker, stirs things up. Rob Lawrence joins him. Centering pass too far for Egan. Now it could be an odd man break. Back the other way. Steven Verone missed the first matchup between these two teams with an injury. He's in the lineup now. He is their leading scorer, 30 points on the season. Now Captain Chandler Brown throws this one ahead for hit. Up into the torso there of Avery Pruden, the 7th defenseman now for South Carolina, rotating through the pairings. Peters has been tethered to Oakley. Evan Hoey with Colin Burke and Duncan Hickman with Joe Collega is now. Ronan Egan brings this one in, gets a shoulder to the chest. The puck rolls free. On it is Cam Mecca. He throws this one around for Ronan Egan, though, on the near side. It's taken by Loic Harriso. Now Pruden a shot there. Easy pad save. The rebound comes out. Pruden in the slot. Stripped of control. Harriso back the other way as we approach the halfway point here in the first period. Winds and fires one there. Russell has some trouble with it. Makes the save but can't corral the rebound. So Colin Burke steps in and takes over for South Carolina. Gamecocks in their traveling white uniforms, though it's not really said if you wear your white on the road or your darks at home. They just do what they feel is necessary. Now Thomas a shot, save made, rebound. Mecca going in on a goal, delayed penalty. Touched up by Auburn, our first minor of the game. It'll go against the Tigers, and it will be a holding call, putting South Carolina on the power play.
Yeah, that first shot coming in. Good save by Harris. Couldn't control the puck completely as it bounced out into play. And Mecca in great position right in front of the slot trying to put that one in. Goes to ground, and we will see the first power play for this South Carolina squad.
Ryan Mumford in the box for the Tigers. Gamecocks go with Rudman and now Julian Reese. Mike Bolger up front. Collega and Oakley. Collega on the back end over for Oakley. Fans on the one-time pass attempt. Holds the puck now, dishes it back near side. Collega centering pass there for Reese. He couldn't capitalize on it. And out of all that, it's cleared back down by Blake Robinson. Stopped by the goaltender Russell, dropped off to Tyler Oakley. Leads all defensemen in scoring for South Carolina. 6 goals, 11 assists for 17 points. 3 power play goals on the year. Tied with a couple other players, second only to Owen Thomas with 4 power play goals. Now Julian Reese spins. Sends it back to the point in Rudman. He'll walk. Finds Reese, back skating. Patiently waiting a lane here. Back down low for Bolger. Back for Julian Reese. Fires one there. That one goes wide on the glove hand side. The Tigers send it away, but not out. Rudman receives it. Center point. He'll walk into the slot. Gets a shot off. Blocked on its way. Robinson again. Clears it back out the other way for the Tigers of Auburn. Line change for both squads. 48 seconds to go on the South Carolina man advantage. Patiently starting the breakout now. They'll go far side, Nick Peters racing over to meet him, Colin Tate. But now Ian Powderly down the far side. Doubles back, it's Peters with Owen Thomas. Wants it, fires it, save made there. The rebound squirts out. Inside the blue line, Thomas across for Peters, now back to OT. Sends it, near side, Powderly the shot, and that one was not on goal. 21 seconds on the man advantage. Center point, Thomas fires one high there, it catches the glass. Behind the goal of Hayden Harris, Nick Peters taps it along for Ronan Egan at the hash marks. Down low, Mecca centering, Powderly a shot, big save there by Harris, and the rebound cleared out, it stays in play. And the first power play for South Carolina killed by their opponents out of Auburn. Outstanding save by Harris to keep his team at a 1-goal deficit. Peters fires this one back in. Inside 9 minutes to go here in the first period. Bolger's goal, the only one. It stands at a 1-0 lead. Scrum along the near side boards. Egan back down low. Peters, goal line, fires one there, blocked away nicely by Jacob Blanding. It rolls free and the Tigers have it. Far side, they'll try to break this one out. Taken back the other way, Brandon Weiss with some speed down the right wing. Tries to get an inside step on Rob Lawrence. The puck pops up in the air. Goaltender Trip Russell makes the save. Rob Lawrence gets an extra tap in there on the forechecking Brandon Weiss. No call coming. We'll have another stoppage here in a faceoff. 8:28 to go, first period.
South Carolina did a great job on that power play of puck movement, creating space for themselves and creating chances. A lot of good shots on net. The best coming from that slot pass to Ian Powderly, who almost tapped that one home. But a great save by Hayden Harris, who we talked about earlier, is one of the better goaltenders in the SEC, and he has proved it so far tonight, keeping his team within one.
Outstanding lateral movement there from Harrison. It really was a desperation save. He shot the shoulder up there. Now a quick shot high. They score! Tigers even it up at 1. A laser beam over the glove of Trip Russell. Stephen Verone gets the Auburn Tigers on the board. 8:20 to go, first period, tied at 1.
And there's the leading scorer for this Tiger squad, Stephen Verone, picking the pocket in the offensive zone and creating a chance. Goes bar down by Russell. Good goal for the Tigers, and we are even.
Goal number 19 on the year for Verone. Evens him with Julian Reese as the two highest scoring players on this sheet of ice right now. Michael Peak off the turnover. Down the left wing, stepping in front of the goal line. A shot, save, rebound. Lawrence there, and another big save by Harris. Two solid opportunities. The Auburn netminder shuts them both down.
Well, you certainly can tell, Dillon, how fast-paced this game is. Opportunities back and forth really quickly. South Carolina there trying to get an answer to that Auburn goal, getting a couple of chances out in front, and Harris shutting them down as the Gamecocks will have a face-off in their offensive zone.
Off the draw here for South Carolina. Stepping in is Ian Powderly. Not sure if you can see it, but the scoreboard says 3-0. That is not accurate. Duncan Hickman now in behind his own net. I assume they'll rectify that at some point soon. Inside the South Carolina blue line, the Tigers fire this one back in. 1-1 is the true score. Mike Bolger and Stephen Verone, the two goal scorers. If you are not with us for those two, puck bouncing off Maddie in the slot. Edwards, the shot goes into the corner. He'll reverse, and on this one is Joe Collega. Now Duncan Hickman, far side, Chad Lezyne breaks it out, tries to feed Maddie, goes off the toe of his stick. And now Chandler Brown doubling back in his own zone. Maddie lays a shoulder there. The victim back to his feet now, Jacob Blanding. Joe Collega fires it right back into Blanding's corner. That'll send Chad Lezyne after him once again. On the reverse, Maddie, another solid hit. Andrew Haggerty, centering pass for Powderly there. Rolling in front, diving out is Harris to block that one away. Rolls back to the point, Oakley a roller. And Harris gets the paddle down, another save for him. More after, some chops, and these two teams quite familiar with each other and not particularly big fans.
Yeah, if you can remember as far as back to last year, the 2018-19 regular season, South Carolina took one in Auburn by a score of 5-3. Then when the SEC tournament came around, they fell to Auburn by a score of 7-4. Then, of course, last week, back at the Plex, South Carolina took this regular season's matchup by a score of 5-1. That was with Cole Canning in net. And we'll see what happens here. 7 minutes to go in this first, and we have a good one.
And it is two programs on some similar trajectories. Gamecocks 18-1-1 this season. The Tigers 15-4-2. Just a couple of years ago, both of these clubs were at or below 500. Point shot from Oakley, and what a difference an injection of youth can make. Chopped there by Nick Peters, a part of that youth, and Owen Thomas, another part of that youth, comes over. Cam Mecca tries to sidestep a man, loses the puck, and now sophomore Peters chips this one back in. We only have one Nick Peters in this hockey game. If you remember back to the Charlotte game, there was a Nick Peters wearing 12 for South Carolina, who has now a delayed penalty, and number 6 Nick Peters for UNC Charlotte. But Haggerty taken to the boards hard there, and the Gamecocks finally touch that puck up there. A tripping call will send one of the Gamecocks to the box. Slashing, my apologies, we've seen the hand signal from the official. It's Cam Mecca, he'll sit for 2.
Yeah, Cam Mecca, the captain of this Gamecock team, making a mistake on the slash there. And now with 6:30 to go, Auburn will go to the power play. This penalty kill for South Carolina has been phenomenal this year. We've talked about it in multiple games. Their shorthanded goals are very high compared to years past, and we'll see what they can do here in the rest of this first.
It is Peak and Hawkinson, the penalty killing forwards, as this puck is fired out in between the netting and the high glass there. Hickman and Collega, the two defensemen. The gentleman known as the power kill, Julian Reese and Mike Bolger, waiting patiently on the bench. Julian Reese, one of the only players, with more shorthanded goals than power play goals. 3 of the shorties, 1 on the man advantage. Cam Mecca, similar. 2 shorthanded goals, a power play goal this season, though he is in the box right now. Now, turning shot goes wide there. Russell a little outside of his cage. At the point, Henry Humphrey. Top of the circles, Chandler Brown off the toe of Joe Collega's stick behind the goal. Brandon Weiss trickles down up the far side there. Center point, Humphreys again. Back down for Brown. Humphreys once more holds it in, fires when they're redirected, they score! Brandon Weiss on the power play, 2-1 Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn jumps out to a lead as Brandon Weiss points to his leg to say, that was mine, give me the point, as he will take his 14th goal of the season to put his Tigers up on top 2-1. And that shows you the difference a penalty can make here early on. South Carolina used to this regular season jumping out in front and holding that lead throughout the first period. So we'll see what they have in terms of coming back with 5:54 to go.
Gamecocks down a goal. Yeah, not exactly something they've been used to experiencing here. Gamecocks averaging, again, up near 7 goals for per game, down around 2.5 goals against. Auburn scoring 106 goals this year, well, now up to 108. And off the center ice faceoff, it's Rudman back the other way. The Gamecocks in a bit of a hole here. Top of the circles, Rudman picks it up, fires that one there, blocked away nicely. Off the shaft of Jacob Blanding's stick, up over the netting. And another face-off offensive zone for South Carolina. Julian Reese's line will stay on. 10 shots for South Carolina, only 6 for the Tigers. Though they have a 2-1 lead. Now a point shot, Pruden redirected on goal. Off the stick of Luke Rudman, now a turning shot by Reese goes wide. Another centering chance, pops high. Back into the near side corner. Bolger battles for it, it rolls now for Pruden. Fires that one off a skate. Far side corner, hustling after Julian Reese. Big hit, and another one from Bolger. Puck rolls into the Gamecock zone. Avery Pruden on that one. Hard on him, Blake Robinson. Taken now and fanned on by Evan Hoey. He'll have to double back. Robinson gives him a rough ride as well. Taking down Evan Hoey behind the play. Play continues. Hoey having some shots for Robinson. Play out towards center ice, and now we're going to have a stoppage and a call. The official's going to send both of them. Alan Sirois, incredulous on the Gamecock bench. Marcel Richard behind the bench wearing orange. Slightly more composed. Humphrey, my apologies, Hoey and Blake Robinson, coincidental minors. 4:53 to go.
Hoey not happy. He thinks it's tough to get up when you have a man on top of you. And after a little bit of jousting, both of them will go to the box. And now we'll have a little 4-on-4 play, which could benefit the Gamecocks, which play very fast up and down the ice, especially with this line of Mecca, Egan, and Thomas.
Nick Peters on the ice as well. So really 3.5 forwards on the ice for South Carolina. You saw Nick Peters take some chances early on in this period. He was camping down along the goal line, and now Cam Mecca, right side, tries to step into the slot. He goes for a little flight there. Now far side corner. Battling for that puck, it comes to Chandler Brown. He'll wrist that one up off the boards, and it rolls near side here for Hit. Hit chips this one, center ice. Brown gathering speed. He's carrying Thomas with a long shot there. Glove save, Trip Russell. And play will continue. Owen Thomas near side. Cross ice pass for Ronan Egan. Having some trouble controlling this puck, and chipped in now by Nick Peters. Defensive zone here for the Tigers. Up towards neutral territory, taken on now by Owen Thomas. He's got Hawkinson with him. Thomas down the right side, blind backhanded pass. That one backfired, and now Ronan Egan able to hold this one in. Corey Hawkinson, the forechecker for South Carolina, dropped off to Caleb Patillo. 56 seconds on the 4-on-4. Out to the far side, stepping on Colin Burke. The puck rolls past him. Corey Hawkinson takes it. Sends it back now for Avery Pruden. A regroup for South Carolina. Patillo to the far side now. It's Humphrey. Right wing, they come with speed. Over the line, sidestepping Colin Burke there. Avery Pruden fires that one. Over the near side, past Ian Powderly. That puck, they'll say it stayed in. Onside, the Tigers continue to work here. Picked up by Avery Pruden, top of the circles, out of the zone. Now Corey Hawkinson, 20 to go on the 4-on-4. Hawkinson, right wing, fires that one, sticked away by Hayden Harris. It goes up into the glass as Hawkinson goes for a spill. A little slow to get back up, and the Tigers come back with speed. Away from Duncan Hickman, he's got a step across the goal line. Centering pass, that one goes high. And an extra shot as the puck goes up and out of play. Brandon Weiss having some words with Duncan Hickman and then Joe Collega. The momentum has shifted, and I don't think it's a secret anyway, I don't think it's a secret to which way the winds are blowing. Yeah,
Auburn has played really well when they get that puck into the offensive zone, creating chances out in front and testing Trip Russell, who is 9-1-0 on the year with a .909 percentage. He's already let in 2 so far tonight.
Head coach Marcel Richard of the Auburn Tigers, composed before this afternoon's matchup, confident in his team's ability after a 4-3 win over the Ice Dogs, and he was a man that had a sense of resolve about him. 5-1 win doesn't feel good, or 5-1 loss rather, doesn't feel good to anyone, especially a week before the tournament. So no surprise, Auburn coming out with their claws bared here. In the offensive zone, the Gamecocks will try to go back to work and try to get things going in their favor. Luke Rudman behind the goal. Mike Bolger on with Julian Reese. The puck trickles down near side. Collega pinches in from the point. It works out for him. He moves it on now for Luke Rudman. Kept in behind the goal, though, by Hayden Harris. Chandler Brown risked this one off the glass. Bouncing there, and Bolger able to keep that one in. Solid play by Bolger, but no forecheck here for South Carolina. Turned over, though. It's Reese. Alone in front of shot. Big save by Harris. An unbelievable stop. Reese couldn't elevate the puck. A huge gaffe there by Auburn, and their goaltender bails him out once again.
How about that patience from Hayden Harris? Being able to sit there in his crease, watching that puck, what seemed like an eternity was only a few seconds, and a great save by Hayden Harris to keep this Auburn team in front.
Blocker save by Harris, and just great patience by both players, two of the best at their positions in this conference. Mano-a-mano, and the goaltender came up stronger. Icing now called, and Oakley escorts this puck down the ice. 98 seconds to go in the first period. This would be the first time in quite some time that South Carolina would head to the locker room down a goal after any period, let alone the first. Gamecocks' last loss coming all the way back in November to the University of Tennessee on the road. That was a game in which South Carolina had some troubles with the bus. They didn't show up until 10 minutes before warm-up, so bit of a hiccup there. They came back the next night, put up 11, and took 2 points home and a split. A game that seems like an eternity ago. Here as we sit in February, a shot there, right on. Russell makes the save, and Tyler Oakley has some more. Oakley, typically an even-keel player. Certainly one of the quieter guys in the locker room. He tangles there with James Hitt. Two players will be separated, though no offsetting minors. Not this time.
Yeah, and you can cut the tension in the air with a knife. South Carolina on edge right now, down a goal with 1:13 to play in the first. And Auburn has come out in this game and played aggressive, as now both of those who jousted with each other will go to the box, and we will go to another 4-on-4.
Yeah, I stand corrected. 25-15 in the box. Hit for Auburn, Oakley for South Carolina. Offsetting minors. More room to skate with 1:13 to go in the first period. Off the draw, defensive zone. The Gamecocks chip it forward. Now it's Cam Mecca down the right side. He's got some speed, pulls up. Inside move there. Harris lunging out with a poke check there. Didn't need to connect, but solid heads-up play there by Cam Mecca, and now icing is called. So an offensive zone face-off for South Carolina, and That's what you want to see out of your captain. Cam Mecca saying, follow me, boys. I'll bring this one down the right side. And Mecca, I would assume, less than satisfied right now.
Yeah, he was showcasing the speed there down the right side. Little dipsy-do, putting the puck around the defender and trying to create a chance out in front of Harris. But the puck would go astray and nothing to come of it.
The pace does seem a little slow right now, though. Cam Mecca trying to wake both clubs up. Owen Thomas takes a hit, but he moves the puck on for Colin Burke. Inside, a minute to go. Left wing, Mecca again taken down. Both players, though, popping right back up with Lance O'Rourke. Kept in, though, by Ronan Egan. Center point. Sends that one in. Hayden Harris chips it back out. O'Rourke far side, gains the red line, throws a bouncer in on Russell. Easily deflects this one to the corner with his goal stick. Ronan Egan picks this one up as frustration on the South Carolina bench. From Cam Mecca, Nick Peters down the right side. Now it's Burke. Fires one there. Save made. Rebound pops right back out. Bolger had a touch on it. Now it's back to Peters. One last opportunity on the back end. Shovels that one. Backdoor. Quick shot upstairs. Harris makes the save. And they'll blow the whistle with 3.6 to go. Hayden Harris has some more for the official. And though I stand corrected once again, there will be one more opportunity here, perhaps. And yes, Alan Sirwa pulling Trip Russell, getting the extra attacker. 5-on-4 here. And this is really the only scenario in which you can do that. Not enough time for the Tigers to pick it up and fire it back down the other way unless you have pinpoint accuracy. So a huge face-off win for Julian Reese here. Can't do it. Hawkinson races after it. The Tigers know they've got an empty cage down at the far side, but it does not matter. 20 minutes in the books. 2-1, the Tigers, the number 7 seed lead over South Carolina at number 2. Mike Bolger kicked off the scoring, and then it was Verone and Weiss for the Tigers. An even strength goal and a power play goal. That gets us where we are, 2-1 after 20 minutes. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we will discuss the first period and where things will go from here on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. Welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. First intermission report here from Bellevue. South Carolina trails the Auburn Tigers by a score of 2-1. Dillon Clark with Zach McKinstry, and we would just like to point out, if you were wondering why you do not see us but you hear us, it's just the constraints of the press area here at the Fordyce Center. A beautiful facility, but there's a ton of people that came out for this tournament, so you get to watch some nice Zamboni action while we talk to you about the first period. And Zach, it really was a much different first period than anybody's used to seeing here for South Carolina.
Yeah, Auburn came out to play, and they're right now, South Carolina is in a situation they haven't really faced all year. Right now in the locker room, down 2-1. I'm sure Coach Sirois is probably telling them to calm down, compose themselves, try and take away those nerves they kind of had after Auburn scored that go-ahead goal later in that first period. And they need to come out in that second period hot, just like they did in the first period, attack the net, try and get more chances on Hayden Harris when they can. And when they do that, eventually pucks are going to go in the net.
Through 20 minutes, South Carolina out shooting Auburn 16-7. And that leads you to believe, well, that really reinforces the point that we talked about it in the pregame show. Hayden Harris is the real deal. 41 saves. We're going to keep saying it as long as we need to. 41 saves the other night against University of Georgia. Hayden Harris can take over games, and he took over that first period.
Yeah, and it's not too often where you can see goalies in the SECHC that are so dominant. It's Hayden Harris with a 2.75 goals against average. That's phenomenal when you have teams that put up 6-7 goals a game like South Carolina, so primarily offensive teams. And Hayden Harris has done a great job so far tonight. South Carolina's certainly going to need to get more shots on net if they want to beat them.
And it was Cole Canning that played last weekend in South Carolina, the 5-1 win, Gamecocks over the Tigers. But you have to think, perhaps it would have been a different game had Harris been in net that night. Again, a .920 save percentage. And in this conference, you're used to seeing .880, .890, .900. I mean, Russell's only at .909, Liam Gormley at .901. Those aren't bad numbers just because of the way the game is played at this level. But when you see a guy putting up .920 save percentages through a solid body of work, 17 games played, it's going to be a challenge for South Carolina. And John Kochlenberg, assistant coach, talked about it with us before the game that just got to keep it simple, get pucks to the net, take his eyes away because he is an experienced goaltender. So that's looking like it will be the game plan here for the second period.
And you mentioned Cole Canning, who faced the Gamecocks in that last outing, let up 5 goals. He still played a great game. He played phenomenally, making a couple of big saves, impressive saves that we've seen in the SEC so far. And we talked to the Auburn coach earlier. He said he could be the future of this Auburn team. Only a freshman Canning is. But right now, ahead of him, Hayden Harris, playing phenomenally so far.
An uphill battle here for South Carolina in the remaining 40 minutes of this one. They will look to their leaders, Cam Mecca, Ronan Egan, Julian Reese, and company, to try and dig themselves out of a bit of a hole. 2-1, not a huge hole. We'll call it a rut. So we'll send you to a break, and we'll let you digest all of that. When we come back, start of the second period here, South Carolina trails Auburn 2-1 on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. Welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. Second period, just moments from beginning. South Carolina and Auburn. The Gamecocks, the number 2 seed in this tournament. Tigers, number 7. But is the lower of the two with a 2-1 lead here. And we talked about it, well, Zach and I talked about it after the intermission report. The experience level of the goaltenders, which how we didn't mention this, I'll never know. Hayden Harris, a senior, down to our left now for the Tigers. Trip Russell, the freshman for South Carolina. The experience level is completely flipped.
Yeah, and hopefully throughout the 4 years Trip Russell's at Carolina, he'll increase his talent that he has and hopefully get to a point where Hayden Harris is now. But yeah, young goalie on South Carolina's end, experienced one on the other, and you can definitely tell the difference just from the shot total. 16 from South Carolina and 7 for the Tigers, yet those 7 shots were efficient.
And they weren't at all soft goals that beat Trip Russell. One of them was a laser beam from between the hash marks up over the glove. The other one, a deflection on the power play. As Hayden Harris is adjusting his equipment on the bench. Both of these goaltenders have won 5 decisions in a row. 5 of their last appearances, they've all gotten the wins. Trip Russell playing most recently against the Tigers last weekend. Hayden Harris, who now has his right pad completely off. Harris did not appear, as we said, in the most recent Auburn-South Carolina clash. He played before that and after that. 5 wins in a row for him. 11 wins this season. 918 minutes logged here in 2019-2020. Trip Russell at 6:02 to begin this hockey game. And we'll have a bit of a delay here while Harris adjusts his pad. That's all right. We've got nothing but time, so we'll recap the first for you. Mike Bolger started off the scoring. What was it? Minute and a half, couple of minutes into the game?
Yeah, something South Carolina's used to, those quick goals. Bolger coming out and scoring quickly, just to be answered by Auburn later on.
Business as usual for South Carolina, and then business became unusual. Stephen Varone and then Brandon Weiss, numbers 23 and 22, cashed in on an even strength goal, then a power play goal. The Tigers take the lead, and a position that the Gamecocks are not used to being in. Some adversity here in a season that has been filled with 8, 9, 10, 11, even a 12-goal game. The Gamecocks are used to scoring at will, and now they'll have to battle for it here. Adversity, not always a bad thing, especially in a one-goal hockey game. As Hayden Harris continues, we've actually just gotten a text here from John Kochlenberg on the South Carolina bench. Harris's skate has broken. They're putting on a new skate right now. It might be the blade, it might be the hole. I'm not entirely sure.
We saw him coming out of the gate, Dillon, when the teams came out for warm-ups during intermission. Hayden Harris, the second Tiger out there, and he fell down immediately. He went straight to the ice. I couldn't tell what was wrong.
I just thought he left his skate guard on. I mean, sometimes guys do that. They've got those scrunchy skate guards that go on the bottom of the blade, and sometimes they forget to take one off. They go for a spill. They pop right back up, but apparently he had some skate issues, and we're trying to look from up here. Harris, he looks like he's okay. He's not injured. At first, for a moment, we thought he was injured, but it's an equipment malfunction. He seems like he's all right. We'll follow that storyline as much as we can. 47 seconds to go at 4-on-4 here. South Carolina wins the opening faceoff for the second period here in this first game from Nashville. Bellevue, Tennessee, more specifically. Brand new facility opened in October. Practice rink for the Nashville Predators. D-to-D, the Tigers trying to go in their own zone. They chip this one up off the boards. Nick Peters whacks at it. Goes in behind the goal. Patillo pokes it away from Mike Bolger, the Gamecocks' lone goal scorer so far in this one. It's chipped past the toe of Julian Reese's stick. Now racing back Joe Collega. Steps away from Weiss there in the slot. Back the other way comes Reese with Bolger. These two together for the whole season so far. Reese, a quick shot saved by Harris. Rebound, Bolger tucks it just wide. Quick shot, and again, pops out, high slot. Peters fires that one there at Knuckles after glancing off Henry Humphrey. Comes back out towards center. Peters whacks that one away. The Tigers regroup. Same four stay on for South Carolina. Hoey, and a wraparound chance there, shut down by Trip Russell. Evan Hoey still in the penalty box. Tyler Oakley rather. They were waiting until play had come to a halt here before letting the players back out on the ice, though. Typically on offsetting minors, just let them back out. Well, whatever the reason, we've got a stoppage in play. Trip Russell makes one more save here. That'll take about a minute and some change off the clock.
And Tripp coming out from behind his net to play that puck, leaves it in behind, and the captain, Chandler Brown, with an absolutely awesome wraparound opportunity. Trip Russell holds his ground and makes the save, as now another delay.
We were able to talk to Alan Sirois about his goaltending decision. Said he liked the swagger that Trip Russell brings into practice in every game. He's a confident goaltender. Not that Gormley's not, as a shot goes wide there, but Russell just exudes confidence in his everyday life. Facing some adversity now, we'll see how the young goaltender out of Upton, Massachusetts handles it. This puck knifed on by Cam Mecca. Racing that one, he steals it, goes awkwardly into the boards here. Mecca popping right back up. Tries to center that one for Owen Thomas. Delayed penalty. Russell heads for the bench. A couple of players tumble far side. Touched up by the Tigers, and South Carolina will go back to the power play. You see Hayden Harris right there. He's messing with that right skate there, trying to get used to it. And that's going to be a huge difference here.
Yeah, we'll see if it'll affect Harris on this power play. South Carolina with a golden opportunity to even this game up. A power play line that's fast and aggressive. A quick chance in the offensive zone, and we'll see how rattled Hayden Harris is with that new skate.
Ryan Scott in the box, 2 for tripping. Off the draw, it's Nick Peters. Out there with Mecca and Oakley. Peters at the center point. Gives it back for his captain. A one-time shot knocked down on its way. It squibs near side corner. Owen Thomas and Ronan Egan out there as well. No surprises. Mecca fires that one wide. Owen Thomas can't get a touch on it. From the hash marks, Oakley back down. Slowly, Thomas gets it back from Oakley. Sends it back down. The Gamecocks rotate against Mecca. Sharp angle shot knocked away by Harris. He gets it back here. Stepping out. Going back down low for Nick Peters. One man up high, it is Tyler Oakley. Gamecocks rotating further. Minute 23 to go on the man advantage. Another shot there right into the glove of Hayden Harris. Cam Mecca back to the bench and a line change.
2 power plays for South Carolina so far, and on both of them, great puck movement, passing all the way around the zone, making sure everybody touches the pucks and not shooting until they have that opportunity. Good job on the other end. Auburn holding their ground and preventing shots from getting to the net. And when they do, Hayden Harris swallowed him up so far.
Alan Sirois made note. He's a solid goaltender. He's a tall goaltender. You got to take his eyes away. Gamecocks not on that particular chance. As that shot redirected there, that goes wide. That's a bit more like it. Hawkinson has this puck leak underneath the blade of his stick. It goes back for Collega. 1 minute exactly on the man advantage. Second power play unit on now for South Carolina. Hawkinson tries to take it in himself. Down the right wing, he goes in behind the goal, gets brushed off. And the puck flipped all the way up over, off the fingertips of Julian Reese. And a slow roller there, comes back and is stopped by Trip Russell. Hawkinson down the left wing, tries to carry it himself once again. 3 and white, fires that one, easy blocker save by Harris. It rolls back for Collega, can't get that one on and across, and it's once again cleared back out by the Tigers. 30 seconds on the man advantage. Collega chips this one around for Bolger. Skates it out himself. He's still got Hawkinson left wing. Bolger's turn now to carry it on by himself. Drops it off. Sends it now near side. Reese, backdoor, fires one and they score! On the power play, Reese to Bolger. Is anyone surprised? 2-2 here in the middle stages of the second period.
How pretty was that, Dillon? We talked about puck movement in the offensive zone on that power play, and how about that beautiful pass to Julian Reese, who sends it back across to Mike Bolger and an easy tap in. Nothing Harris could do about that one, and South Carolina back in this game after a beautifully executed power play.
Marcel Richard talked about playing a disciplined game. And so the penalty opportunities, that was only South Carolina's second power play of the game. They're 1 for 2. The penalty opportunities will be few and far between. At least that's the game plan. So when you do get a power play, you got to make the most of it. And that has brought life here to this Gamecock lineup. Pruden sends a point shot right into the glove of Hayden Harris. And you can see that flipped a switch. I'm not sure if you viewing at home could really get a good sense of the pace here, but on the breakouts out of those zones, the Gamecocks, they look sluggish. They look behind, And this goal has woken them up. They're all standing on the bench now, night and day. Momentum back in South Carolina's favor. Now it's Powderly off the draw. Colin Burke, left point, sends that one redirected. Now it's taken by Powderly, side of the net. Attempted out a backhand shot, and Harris swallows that one again. Large goaltender. Not a lot to shoot at there for Powderly. Harris smothers for the faceoff.
Harris not biting on the potential pass there and waiting out Ian Powderly for that backhanded chance. Takes it right into the chest. Good save by Harris. And you were absolutely right, Dillon. This South Carolina team, their bench is starting to talk more after some nervous chirps there later in the first period.
Off the draw, Chad Lezyne. He's been tethered with Ian Powderly and Noah Maddie over the last handful of games, the so-called third line here for South Carolina. They've gelled together pretty well here. Part of that little goal-scoring spurt from Powderly. Rolling back now, Noah Maddie fakes the backhanded chip off the boards, wheels around instead, throws that one ahead, intended for Avery Pruden. The defenseman forechecking in deep now for South Carolina. Noah Maddie heads to the bench, and this puck cleared on back. Rolling down, icing waved off. Colin Burke got a man hard on him. And 6'5", he'll pull up, though it takes a lot to stop, though a turnover. Robinson, now a solid hit. Ronan Egan getting the worst of that. A late shot, save made by Russell, the rebound rolls wide. Not an overly hard shot, but Russell takes care of the rebound, and that puck stays in. Glances off the dasher. That ledge there, right in front of the Auburn bench, and back down into the Tiger zone. Hard on that puck, Owen Thomas for Cam Mecca. Behind the goal, wraparound chance. That one denied by Harris and a handful of Auburn defensemen. To the point, Hickman sends it back down low. Redirected by Mecca there. Sharp angle chance. Wrap around the can't tuck that one home, and now a loose puck. They've blown the whistle. Puck visible, at least to us, through that whole span there. The net appears to be on its moorings. Official lost sight of the puck, though. 15:02 to go. A tie hockey game. South Carolina out shooting Auburn 23-9.
And that whole offensive opportunity set up by Owen Thomas, speeding his way down the ice, beating out that icing and creating an opportunity from behind the net. Good job, Owen Thomas.
And you saw that chance by Cam Mecca on the wraparound. The second opportunity, puck kind of flipped up on him a little bit there. Solid defensive play. As the puck now, Collega, point shot knocked down on its way. May have glanced off Rob Lawrence. Michael Peak, right wing circle, carries it into the slot. A backhand shot goes high and wide. Battling for it. The Gamecocks go to work in behind the goal. That's where they've made their money so far tonight. Corey Hawkinson from the hash marks. Gliding back towards the point. Right-handed shot pulls up. And now right back the way he came. Retraces his steps. Corey Hawkinson putting on a skating clinic. And the passing there, too hard for Joe Collega. So it's Hawkinson in his feet. Little whirl around shot there from Rob Lawrence. And it goes in behind the Auburn goal yet again. Trying to create a turnover. Julian Reese and Michael Peak. Joe Collega gets beat. Odd man rush maybe. Down the left side. A nice defensive play there by Duncan Hickman. Knocks the puck off the stick of Chandler Brown, though he gets it back. And now back with some speed. It's the Tigers' chance. That shot sails well wide. A point shot from Henry Humphrey. Teammate in Atlanta with Owen Thomas, Rob Lawrence, and Noah Maddie, and a shot right on into the glove of Hayden Harris. Bolger denied. And a face-off in an even hockey game.
Big play on defense there by the fifth-year player, Duncan Hickman. He's in law school. This is his last rodeo with the team. And a huge defensive cover there to shut down, I believe it was Brandon Weiss on that chance on net.
Point shot knocked away off the stick of Tyler Oakley. Now that bouncing puck can't be corralled. It popcorns back now for Nick Peters. Into the slot. Rudman can't get the return feed from Peters. Fellow sophomore. The puck chipped back in. Now around the near side, it's Peters and Bolger. Holds it in at the line. Lets one go there. Harris never saw it until it was halfway to his goal. It caught the glass and now rattles far side. Julian Reese battling for it. Native of New York. His parents came down to see this game. Puck chipped back now for Mike Bolger, a Philly kid from the goal line. Turning shot. That one leaked through. Perhaps off the right pad of Hayden Harris. It's knocked back in by Nick Peters, though not before it comes out to the neutral side of the blue line. So Auburn breaking out, but off the turnover here. Advantage of the second period. Part of your bench is in the offensive zone. The Gamecocks exercising that right now. Chad Lezyne on for Reese. He's out at the end of a long shift. Reese's shot gets blocked. It's knocked back here, taken by Colin Tate. Bounces up into the air. 50-50 puck. Settled and fired there by Oakley. Save made. Rebound and a big save again. Hayden Harris denies Rudman. Noah Maddie can't hold it into the line. Neutral zone. D to D Peters. Back for Maddie on the far side. Swatted back in, just following on is Chad Lezyne. Harris, a backhander, clears the puck to the legs of the official. Lezyne shoots one there. Easy save by Harris. The glancing blow off his goal stick. Nearing the 12-minute mark here, the second period. Just tying the game for South Carolina. Bolger on the power play with his second. Now back the other way, a break. O'Rourke for Robinson, a shot into the glove of Trip Russell. His first shot in quite some time, maybe only the second of the period. Makes the save and covers up. Another whistle and a rest, and momentum continues to swing back and forth here. Ice is tilted the other direction now.
Yeah, team president Evan Hoey trying to keep that puck in the offensive zone. A little hesitation, and allowed Auburn to break away with it. Good recovery and the save by Trip Russell.
Joe Collega off the defensive zone draw. It's fired back in from the neutral zone behind Russell. Taking on the near side, Duncan Hickman. He sees a man charging towards him. It's Robinson. Chad Lezyne sends one up the middle. Now the left side is Ian Powderly. Couple of stick handles. Drops it back for Duncan Hickman. Teammates for quite some time here. Hickman, the grad student. Powderly, the junior. Another Maryland native as this puck played back for Noah Maddie. Up for Hickman. Fresh on the ice. Cam Mecca picks it up. Spins down the right side. Fires one there. Easy save again by Harris. Though he's kicking out a couple of rebounds into the slot. Gamecocks will be wary of those. Another solid collision. Picked up and knocked off the stick of Verone. Solid defensive play by Ronan Egan. Gamecocks leading point getter. And a solid defensive play as well. And too many men on the ice for Auburn. We've got a stoppage in play here. That is the speculation. That was a quick count here as players were changing. There was a lot of commotion. I only did a quick count. Perhaps I was wrong. Neutral zone face-off, no penalty. My apologies if I was wrong. I thought I counted 6 orange sweaters out there. Perhaps you at home can give us a little update. Make sure my eyes are not playing tricks on me, but the things we do know right now, James Hitt has the puck. He gives it on for Harris, steps into the slot. Knocked off and down by Tyler Oakley to the seat of his pants. Chipped back out to the red stripe. Patillo fires one there. Glove save Russell. He sets it down, and Peters steps in to take over. Cam Mecca on the near side. Gamecocks break this one out, 3 men strong. Backhand chip in by Mecca, following on Owen Thomas. Patillo plays this one for the Tigers. It rolls up the wall, taken by Nick Peters. A left-handed shot just fires that one into the opposing corner. Now it's taken back out into the Gamecock bench. Just missing head equipment manager Alan Gordon.
Well, something we've seen so far tonight, Dillon, that we don't usually see in ACHA Division III men's hockey is the puck play by both of the goalies, coming out of their goals, moving the puck, keeping that puck alive, and keeping from icing it. Trip Russell twice tonight has opened up that glove and let his team play it to work the puck down the ice, and it results in an offensive zone faceoff.
An offensive zone faceoff, the Gamecocks are unable to win. But pinching in is Peters, forces another turnover. Feeds one for Peak, a shot, another big save there. May have glanced off a defender. Rolling puck taken by Lawrence. Slams this one back in, Peak in to get it. Sends it for Hawkinson, goal line, knocked down, on its way, still loose in front. Peak right around the goal. It's loose, center point, Peters, cross ice, Oakley. Fires one there, that one stopped. And it goes into the far side corner where Michael Peak goes to work. He's taken into the boards, and Rob Lawrence dumps a guy. Center ice, picked up by South Carolina, fired back into the bench once again. And gathering himself after the Rob Lawrence hit, Jacob Blanding. Rob Lawrence making his presence known. He's got some more words here for Brandon Weiss. No stranger to this matchup. Weiss scored 2 goals and an assist in Auburn's 7-4 win over South Carolina at this tournament last year. Chandler Brown chipped in with identical numbers, 2 goals and a helper. He also scored in the most recent matchup back in January, and off the center ice faceoff, it's picked up by Bolger with Reese headed towards the net. Loose in front and chipped in. He scores. Brilliant heads-up play by Julian Reese. Goal number 20 on the season. Up over the Auburn netminder. The Gamecocks are back in the driver's seat.
How about that, Dillon? Mike Bolger and Julian Reese have been involved in this South Carolina offense all period. They've been fast to the puck. And right there, Bolger coming out of the faceoff, getting the puck into the offensive zone, and sending the pass there to Reese with a cheeky little chip to get over Hayden Harris and take the lead.
We were watching in warm-ups and in the early stages of this game. Harris An aggressive goaltender, not afraid to come out. You saw him try to poke check Cam Mecca in the early stages. If that puck's within a 10-foot radius as the icing is beat out here, he's going to lunge out for it. Reese read that perfectly and just chips that one right over the goaltender. Now it's Reese again, down the right side, tries to step up and put that one between the wickets on Patillo. He can't do it. But Caleb Patillo not out of the woods yet. Turned over. Only for a moment. Varone picks it up and sends it back now to the controller, Colin Burke. An incidental collision at center ice. Julian Reese back to his feet. Patillo motors on and the puck chipped back in towards Bolger, swatted at by Robinson. It's still loose in the neutral zone. A collection of players come together. And out of all of that, Avery Pruden sends one that caroms awkwardly off of perhaps the dasher. Stays in off the curved glass. And now it's Pruden again. That puck rolls up on him in front of the Auburn bench. Chad Lezyne on with Noah Maddie again. Picks a man's pocket. It is Maddie. Sends one rink wide through the goal mouth, and racing back over to keep this puck in is Lezyne. Puck in the feet of Noah Maddie, has some trouble finding it, though he does, and takes a hit, though the man throwing the hit, Patillo, seemed to get the worst of it. Lezyne into the slot. It ricochets there off Maddie. Back the other way come the Tigers. Back checking is Duncan Hickman, and Joe Collega does a nice job to disrupt that pass. Chandler Brown tries to keep the puck away from Ian Powderly. Little dipsy doodle there down the left side. Powderly still on the puck. Strong behind the goal. Watched by Patillo. Back up top. Pruden cross ice. Collega gets to the top of the circles and punches this one all the way back in and around. Powderly has to sidestep the official. Now it's Harris for Auburn. Around 8 minutes to go. Off a turnover again. Lezyne, top of the circles. Sends a backhander there, knocked down, and it's Brown back the other way. This Gamecock defensive pairing, Collega and Hickman, they've been out for a while. Down the right wing. Going wide on Hickman. Pulls up in the slot. He scores! Chandler Brown, how do you do? We're tied up at 3.
Well, we saw right before that goal, Dillon, a good job by Joe Collega controlling the odd man rush at the other end, cutting off those passing lanes and making Auburn beat them. Then right after that, Duncan Hickman, the 5th year, going up against the captain of this Auburn squad, Chandler Brown. And Chandler Brown just beats him. Good speed, good move, gets in one-on-one with Trip Russell, and he doesn't miss many of those, tying this game up at 3 with 8 minutes to play here in this second period.
Brown, his 16th on the year, channeling it. That looked Jack Eichel-esque. Carries it wide, sidesteps a defender, and puts it in from an impossible angle. Some silky mitts on Chandler Brown, and it's even this game at 3. The ride to the finish line looking more and more enticing as time goes on, and we'll get a slashing call. Ronan Egan took a whack there at Sam Edwards that put him down on the ice. 7:45 to go here in the second. Ronan Egan's going to sit for a pair.
Yeah, and an emotional roller coaster right now for South Carolina, opening up this period really fast, scoring the tying goal and then the go-ahead goal. And right now with Auburn scoring that tying goal to make it even at 3, they got to control their emotions and make sure that they are under control here and disciplined.
Offensive zone draw, the Tigers win it. Back at the point controlling, watched by Michael Peake is Jacob Blanding. He sends the puck back down low. It pops back up high. Now Peake gets it out after the puck misplayed there by Patillo. Hawkinson, the lone forechecker. Tigers go D to D. On the structured breakout from their own zone, Chandler Brown rifles this one back in. It's stopped there by Nick Peters. Varone jumps on his back and battling for it along with Hawkinson. Brown comes over. Robinson in there as well. 3 Tigers, 2 Gamecocks. They'll pull that one out and fire that one. Russell makes the save. An awkward one there. Hit him in the cuff of the glove, but fortunately able to get on top of that rebound and smother it. 1:22 to go on the Auburn man advantage.
South Carolina couldn't get that puck out completely out of the zone after Mike Peake's first chance where he tried to take that puck up the ice shorthanded, but couldn't get around his man. And Auburn kept the puck in the offensive zone since then.
Defensive zone draw. Robinson and Maddie chips back up off the glass. Patillo to his own zone. Mecca and Maddie. The defensive forwards on for South Carolina. Peters and Oakley on as well. Chandler Brown waiting at the red line. The puck goes across far side now instead. Jacob Blanding. Left wing watched by Oakley. Sends it off the boards. It rolls up now for Brown. Patiently collects it, sends it. Patillo, center point shot. That one goes wide. Redirected and fired all the way back out by Tyler Oakley. To the near side corner. Patillo watched again by Mecca. One of those players with more shorties than power play goals. As this one chipped back up, flipped on the back end. Robinson now for Ferrone. Back for Robinson, 35 to go on the man advantage. Pulling up now and sending it back for Bolger. Loose puck, Bolger racing back forward. Is he going to beat Patillo? He's got to step in. Nice stick work there by Patillo. Handcuffs Bolger. A man possessed, tries to feed Reese here shorthanded. From the goal line, Reese in after it. One of the bigger bodies for South Carolina. Not in terms of height, but he's just a solid player. Julian Reese, a power forward if there was one. Now back the other way. Robinson down the far side to the final seconds on the power play. Sent back in behind Hoey. Back out of the box is Ronan Egan. Coming on in favor of him is Luke Rudman, who you see entering the screen. Now the puck bounces out towards center. Rudman racing after it. Back in it comes. And it pinballs around on top of the Predators logo before being chipped back in by the Tigers again. The 2 versus 7 matchup here, though. These two teams much more even than the numbers would indicate. Now it's Reese in over the line. Battling for it. And the puck recycled back in there by Hoey. Taken back out and all the way down. Icing waved off. Hoey will have to deal with a man here. Russell was signaling for the icing. A little miscommunication there. And the rolling puck chased after by Hawkinson. He gets there first. Hawkinson on the back end. Wraparound chance. That one knocked down on its way. Held in. Hoey the rising shot. Redirected and clatters into the boards there. Corey Hawkinson on it for the Gamecocks. All 3 Tigers right on him on that far side of the ice. Rudman goes down in the slot. It's played underneath the goal. Breakout pass. Intercepted by Burke. He spins around and fires that one back in. That'll allow Evan Hoey to come off. Joe Collega to come on, and Rudman gets a line change as well. Burke again off the boards. Too far there for Hawkinson, though. Peak gets involved, and coming up in the head with this one, Henry Humphrey. Left wing, cutting towards the slot. Shoots that one. Easy save by Russell. Has trouble with the rebound, though. Another save on the side of the net. Russell putting that right pad down. As we approach 4 minutes here in the second period. Michael Peak having to jump around Corey Hawkinson there. Hawkinson the senior, Peak the freshman. Hawkinson one of only 2 seniors for South Carolina. Alex Siegfried, who is a healthy scratch tonight, the other one. And I don't know if you can feel it, but the tempo is slowed down again, only for a moment here. Harriso has a chance after a leaping play up into the air. He gloves that puck down and it rims all the way around. Peak telling Hawkinson that puck belongs to him. Now it rolls back up for Blanding. Spinning away from Rob Lawrence. Landing off the boards. Stripped of control. Hawkinson at the end of a long shift here. Gamecocks hollering for a hook. Now it's Peak in the slot on the back end. Tries to feed Lawrence in front. He couldn't tuck it home. Delayed penalty, though. Russell hustles to the bench. Hooking is called. The officials caught that one. 3:20 to go, second period. South Carolina's turn on the power play.
What a chance by Mike Peak, working that puck inside, and instead of shooting it originally with that open opportunity, he decides to go to the backhand and pass it across the slot for an easy tap-in goal. The pass just too far off the stick of his fellow Gamecock, and that one will not end up in the back of the net. But South Carolina, big chance here on the power play for 3:20.
I think everyone in this building expected Michael Peak to shoot that puck on the backhand, showing some real maturity there, waiting, and finally seeing that lane there for Rob Lawrence. I don't think he was expecting that pass. But the Gamecocks back to the power play here. They've gone 1 for 2 in this one. Cam Mecca fakes the shot, goes center point for Peters again. Quarterbacking this power play, he sends it back for his captain. Down low. It's Egan. Spins for Mecca in front there. He shovels that one wide. Thomas and Powderly on. A stick goes flying. It belongs to Ronan Egan. He gets his stick back and goes back in after the puck. 3 Gamecocks against 1 Tiger. The numbers certainly favor South Carolina. And they've got the puck as well. Peters rotating down low. Mecca back to the point in Owen Thomas. Center point. Now Powderly. Back for Thomas. Fires one there off a shin guard. Thomas pounces on the rebound. Loose puck in the slot. Backdoor Mecca. He scores! Cam Mecca on the power play. The Gamecocks back ahead. Once again, another lead change, 4-3, with 2:37 to go in the second period.
South Carolina's power play tonight has played so well better than really we've seen all season, and that's not a discredit to the South Carolina power play during the regular season. They have just moved the puck so efficiently, and the captain, Cam Mecca, right there, being in the right place at the right time, seeing that play develop, working towards the net, and when Hayden Harris couldn't make that first save, easy tap in for Mecca, the Cocks are back on top.
You see the Gamecocks have been favoring that backdoor pass all night long on the power play. That time it finally works out for them. And it's ironic because in practice on Wednesday night, the Gamecocks spent a lot of time on the power play and it wasn't going the way they wanted. A centering pass there. As that one shut down and racing back ahead is Chandler Brown. He's got a step all alone. Chandler Brown, a backhand shot. Big save by Russell. And now loose in front of shot. Oh, and Russell with the glove. Two larcenous saves from the Gamecock netminder. Keeps it at 4-3. Brown sends one redirected in front. The Gamecocks running around in their own zone. They don't know what's going on. Dumbfounded by two electric saves from Trip Russell. Inside 2 minutes. Brown can't believe he didn't score. And now another centering pass in. Oakley gonna fire that puck up and it's gloved down home. Up off the glass. Line change for the Tigers. 100 seconds to go in the second period. A goal at one end. Two heart-stopping saves at the other. Do you think Trip Russell's intimidated anymore? Out of their own zone, the composure has returned to both benches as well as the broadcast booth here. Puck chipped in here to the Auburn zone. They'll go D to D. Reinforcements come on for South Carolina. Nick Peters, near side, and Cam Mecca, the Gamecock captain, down the left wing, tries to sidestep a man. Taken away and moved out on the far side, Ryan Scott. Another lead pass here. Back with speed, it's Verone. He's got to step up. Backhand shot, he scores! Steve Verone. If at first you don't succeed, try again, and the Tigers even it again. We continue to go back and forth. 1:02 to go, second period. We're even at 4.
How about this base, Dillon? Oh my goodness. A minute remaining in this first period, but back and forth South Carolina opportunities, then Chandler Brown showcasing speed, splitting defense, and Trip Russell making two of the best saves we've seen in the SEC Hockey Conference. Big saves for his team to keep him up one. Then Stephen Ferrone coming back, the leading scorer for Auburn. He finished this one, and we have an exciting minute plus 20 remaining in this one.
Second goal of the game, 20th on the season. And now it's Owen Thomas, a sharp angle shot. That one goes high and wide. Galloping over to keep this one in his Avery Pruden, rather, and he can't do it. Sends it into the slot for Colin Burke. Neutral territory. Burke just going to soccer that one along. Taken instead by Loic Harriso. Chipped back in. Avery Pruden fires this one around far side. Advanced by Owen Thomas. Chipped back in to the right of Trip Russell. Rolling puck with 28 to go. Harriso sends one into the slide, and another defensive play there. Ronan Egan coming back to break that one up. 20 seconds. Egan, left side, gets planted. What a hit by, it was Humphrey stepping into Ronan Egan. He's all right. Puck goes back below the goal line. Centering pass, loose in front. Under 10 seconds. The Gamecocks looking for one more opportunity. It is Humphrey. He will kill these last few seconds. And the Gamecocks trying to disrupt that one. We'll see if any more results at the end of the period. The officials immediately step over. Heart-stopping action here in this second period. The 2 versus 7 matchup is setting the bar quite high here at the SEC tournament in 2020. Players down on one knee, hunched over, gassed. They're giving it their all. Trip Russell, furious. 4-4 the score after 40 minutes of play. And oh boy, do we have a third period for you. So if you're watching, keep watching. If you know anybody that's not, ask them what they're waiting for. We'll step aside. Intermission report on its way. Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. Welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. Second intermission report here from the Fordyce Center in Bellevue. If you're just with us, shame on you for 6 weeks. South Carolina and Auburn deadlocked at 4. The scoring has been back and forth and then back again. Power play goals, even strength goals. It's been a wild ride here. We'll recap the second period for you. Bolger kicked it off. A power play goal, his second of the hockey game. Julian Reese would follow on to give the Gamecocks a 3-2 lead. Chandler Brown, moments later, roared down the left side and chipped the puck up over the shoulder of Trip Russell, evened us at 3. Cam Mecca would counter with a power play goal assisted by Ian Powderly and Owen Thomas. And then Stephen Verone, after a wild goalmouth scramble a minute and a half before, Verone ties the game at 4, and that's where we find ourselves. And aside from being a little out of breath, a lot has happened in that period. And Zach, what have you seen from all of this?
Well, South Carolina did a great job coming back. We talked in that first intermission about how they haven't played down too much this season. Down 2-1, open up the second period aggressive. They got pucks on net and eventually took the lead at 3-2. Great play by Mike Bolger and Julian Reese, just quick to the puck, setting up that chemistry between them has been phenomenal. 2 goals and an assist for Bolger, and Reese with an assist and a goal as well. And then on the other end, Auburn has played fantastic. The captain, Chandler Brown, getting a couple of chances on net with a goal and an assist tonight. Brandon Wiest with a goal. And then the leading point scorer for the Tigers, Stephen Verone, with that last goal, coming off some brilliant saves from Trip Russell.
Unbelievable saves from Trip Russell. His highlight reel of the season and maybe even his career will be headlined by those 2 saves. And you look at the shots, 32-17 in favor of South Carolina. That's nothing to sneeze at. And Hayden Harris has responded as he would any other game by just keeping his head on his shoulders and taking it 1 save at a time.
Yeah, and the shots on goal are a testament to that. South Carolina with 32 shots on net so far to Auburn's 17. It's crazy to think about that and how good Harris has been in net. As we talked about earlier, that 2.75 goals against average, and he has been phenomenal.
And we're just getting so excited about it because we never have shots. I'd say 25% of the game we were able to deliver you the shot statistics at any point, let alone twice a game and as the game continues. So we're very excited to share those stats with you. We're very excited to share the rest of this hockey game with you. Opening round from Nashville. The Gamecocks, the number 2 seed in the SEC, as well as the ACHA. Auburn as the number 7 seed. And I don't think anybody expected the 2 versus 7 matchup to be this electric, but it has been unbelievable. The marquee matchup so far from this tournament. Arkansas took down Tennessee as the number 1 squad, taking down the number 8, 15-2 earlier on. The University of Georgia will play Georgia Tech. That's the 4 versus 5 matchup at 6 p.m. FAU takes on Ole Miss, I should say, at 9 p.m., the 3 versus 6. But before all of that can happen, the third period coming your way. Buckle up. It's going to be a good one. Capital City Sports Network presented by SGTV. Welcome back one more time tonight to the Capital City Sports Network third period. Moments from being started. 4-4, South Carolina and Auburn. And we talked at the beginning of the second period, you saw Hayden Harris, Auburn goaltender, you saw his skate broke. So we were wondering where they got the extra skate from. It is the backup goaltender Cole Canning's skate. They have 2 goalies and 3 skates between them. You saw Cole Canning hobble back to the bench on one blade, being escorted by his captain Chandler Brown. So we've got Hayden Harris playing with 2 different skates and still managing to stand on his head. Trip Russell holding the door closed at the other end as much as he can. Some spectacular saves, and all of this to see who plays the winner of FAU at Ole Miss.
Yeah, and that game's going to be at 9:15 tomorrow. The loser of this game will play Tennessee at 10:45 a.m. So a big time difference depending on the winners. But we got a long way to go until then, Dillon.
Third period underway. Starts out with an icing. That'll kill 11 seconds off this clock. Again, we thank you both near and far for joining us. All of you back home in South Carolina and in the Eastern time zone. We appreciate your flexibility. Again, 3 p.m. start time here means 4 p.m. out for you. Defensive zone draw. The Gamecocks take this one. Peters fires it off the glass. Around for Cam Mecca. Can't chip it by there. It's redirected on its way. Past the stick hand of Trip Russell. And a couple of players, nearly half a dozen, come together. Along the near side boards, it's turned over. Weiss stepped into Evan Hoey. Cam Mecca motoring on in his own zone, trying to gather speed. Auburn in the middle of the line change. Mecca down the right side, lost the puck. Taken in by Patillo. Centering pass there, big save, rebound, can't be capitalized on. Coming over and waving at that one is Oakley. Tempo picking up right off the hop here, less than a minute in. Big opportunity for South Carolina. Patillo up for Verone, one of 2 double goal scorers in this one. A big hit along the near side. Verone for Auburn. Mike Bolger for South Carolina. Nice pass there by Bolger. Can't quite tap it through Julian Reese. As this puck sent way wide. Coming on is Luke Rudman. Cross ice pass. The Gamecocks trying to break out. Bolger fires one ahead off the boards for Julian Reese. Dumps it in. He takes Stephen Verone down. In behind the goal. Luke Rudman off the turnover. From the goal line. Bouncing puck taken away there. Bolger coming over to battle for it with Jacob Blanding. He wrestles it free. Bolger stepping towards the net, now behind the goal. Backhand blind pass in front of shot. Oh, and what a save by Harris. Another big stop. Players down in front of the goal. A delayed penalty. Julian Reese finally stepping off of the defenseman there. We'll see who the penalty is called upon. 18:28 to go, third period. Shots 32-18 in favor of South Carolina. The score deadlocked at 4. And we will see who goes to what penalty box.
And the man with mismatched skates, Hayden Harris, coming up big again. Backhanded pass out in front of the slot. And that one shot straight into Harris. Big save from him to keep this game even. And South Carolina, who has been good on the power play so far tonight, as of right now, it looks like they will be back on that power play.
Their 4th such opportunity in tonight's game. Gamecocks have their power play guys on. Nobody in the penalty box, though, for Auburn besides the backup goaltender and his lone skate. The box door swings open, and an argument between the official and assistant coach Ryan Rutz. There you see him on the far left. Verone will sit for a pair. The reason unclear at the moment. What is clear, the Gamecocks get their 4th power play opportunity of the game. Not a bad way to start out the third period. They go with the regulars. Mecca Egan and Ian Powderly, Owen Thomas and Nick Peters. They've changed up the power play units for tonight's game. Typically, Powderly is in Owen Thomas's spot, and Tyler Oakley stays on the back end with Nick Peters. Again, leading Gamecock defenseman in goal scoring. He's got 3 power play goals. But Ian Powderly has been subbed onto that left wing. Owen Thomas moves back to the left point, that is. So the Gamecocks have their point men playing on their off wing, their sticks facing the middle of the ice, which at 5-on-5, less than ideal because you got to take the puck on your backhand once it rolls up the boards. On the power play, though, I'd say that's more than ideal. You got your stick in towards the middle of the ice. You got a cleaner shot at the net.
Right now, on the board, they have the penalty as a minute 50. So the officials currently trying to figure that out. What's going on with the scoreboard? We've had a couple of issues with that tonight, opening up the game. It was a 1-1 game, but on the scoreboard it said 3-0, which would have been a drastically different outcome to where we are right now. South Carolina power play, talking over the plan for this face-off and seeing what they can do in the next 2 minutes.
Now we've got it sorted out here. 2 minutes up on the board. Steve Varone in the penalty box for Auburn. And the power play unit for South Carolina prepares to go to work once again. Owen Thomas off the draw, it rolls back to him. And now Ronan Egan in the circle. Fires one there. It's blocked. Cam Mecca behind the goal. That's been his office so far tonight. Moves it back near side, Nick Peters. Peters walking, finding Mecca again inside the faceoff circle. Fires one there. Harris makes the save, absorbs it. And a faceoff that sees about 18 seconds come off of this South Carolina power play.
A good win off the faceoff there for South Carolina, creating a chance for Cam Mecca, who sent that right into the O, or the U rather, of Auburn on Harris's chest.
Another offensive zone win for South Carolina on the man advantage. Peters fires one. That one goes wide on the stick side. Powderly back down low. Off the boards. Owen Thomas receiving. Center point. Powderly. Far side. Across. Peters. Fires one high there. May have caught the cuff of the glove. Perhaps the crossbar. And it tips out of play. Outstanding lateral movement by Hayden Harris. He was a bit flat-footed, but he recovered nicely.
Yeah, and that lateral movement, he also had to stand up to try and keep that puck from creeping in that top right corner. Good job. It looked like it hit the shoulder of him and went out. Great opportunity for South Carolina and a good answer from Hayden Harris.
Minute 21 to go on the power play. Gamecocks leave their top unit on. Rolling puck taken by Nick Peters. Tigers giving them a solid cushion of space. About 15 or 20 feet between Peters and the top penalty killer there. Peters playing pitch and catch. Fires one there. It's blocked on its way. Powderly tries to lift the stick. It's almost cleared back out. Owen Thomas holds it in. A minute to go. Thomas up high, far side. Egan walking, sending it back down low for Mecca. Looking on the back door, he can't capitalize. Mecca on the near side boards, now Owen Thomas. Fires one through traffic again, it booms wide. 47 to go. Thomas again, Gamecocks smothering in the offensive zone, trying to get set up. Peters back for Thomas, gonna look, take a shot there, big save by Harris. Got the stick involved, perhaps the glove as well. Cam Mecca back down for Powderly. Couple of players hollering back door. Mecca fakes the shot, goes wide, carries it back down low for Powderly. Goal line, waiting patiently. Off the boards, Mecca turns over his left shoulder, doubles back now. Looking for Powderly and Ronan Egan in front. Rolling puck taken back, and the Tigers swat this one all the way back out. And that will do it. 10 seconds left, perhaps one more chance for South Carolina. They chip it back in. Cam Mecca down the right side. Waning moments of the power play. And an awkward hit. Cam Mecca takes a man down. Delayed penalty coming. An awkward play in the corner. You saw immediately by Mecca's reaction as Jacob Blanding shakes that one off. Unintentional but dangerous hit. That'll see Cam Mecca go to the box. So a huge swing. The Gamecocks shut down on the power play. And now they're on the penalty kill.
Yeah, Mecca's second penalty tonight. He's obviously upset because it wasn't intentional. You're right, Dillon. Those things happen up against the boards. The Auburn player bends down and goes down hard. So right now, Auburn with a golden opportunity to climb back in front. 2 minutes on the power play in the tie game here.
2-minute minor on the board. Fortunately for South Carolina, nothing more serious. And most fortunately, Jacob Blanding was unharmed. A bit of an awkward fall there. You saw his neck and his head hit the board almost at the same time. So back at the point, they'll battle for it. Varone mines this one out from the skates of Michael Bolger. They'll send this one cross ice. Fluttering puck goes off the boards and is settled down now. Waiting patiently. Inside the blue line, center point, pitch and catch. Humphrey has it. Humphrey walks down, fires that one off the shin guard of Joe Collega. Fires that one up off the glass, and it'll roll all the way back down. To the glove hand side of Hayden Harris. He'll set that one up for Chandler Brown. 30 seconds gone. The Gamecocks a quarter of the way through this power play for Auburn. Their third opportunity on the man advantage tonight. Gamecocks recycle that one out towards center. Glove down by Chandler Brown. Couple of head fakes. He's got some room here. Brown again taking it towards the goal. A shot and a big save again by Trip Russell. Follow-up chance. Russell stops that one as well. Second time tonight, Chandler Brown has had his way, dancing down the left side with really no opposition as that puck clapped off Julian Reese and Henry Humphrey as well. James hit down the left wing again. Puck rolls up on him, cleared back out to center. At the red line, 50 seconds to go on the Cam Mecca minor penalty. Now a chance, odd man for the Tigers. Verone shoots that one, a glove save by Russell. Don't think he got everything he wanted on it, but Russell hangs on. 43 seconds, 15:08 to go in the period.
And Chandler Brown showing off that speed again. We saw it earlier. Another opportunity this time from the left circle, working his way in towards that crease, cutting it to his forehand, and a big save by Trip Russell. And then the second shot either rang off the post or Russell got something on it. Big save by Trip Russell as this one goes offside.
And the Gamecocks hollering for that one right away. The linesman right there called that one. That'll take a couple of more seconds off the penalty kill, but more importantly for South Carolina, it gets the faceoff out to the neutral zone rather than to the direct left of Trip Russell. Off the draw, Blanding goes back across. Ryan Scott doubles away from Noah Matty. Just about 25 seconds on the power play. One last opportunity for the Tigers in a tie hockey game to maybe snag a power play goal here. That puck dancing. Saw it pop up off the ice there. Colin Burke just trying to kill the play. Three Tigers come together. They'll pick it up off the wall. It's Edwards now into the slot. Weiss back for Scott. Sends that one wide. Weiss on it. Bottom of the circles. Sharp angle shot. Russell to save the rebound. Still free. Mecca waiting to be released. Back to the point again. Blanding. Mecca's out. The Gamecocks have killed it. Weiss fires one through traffic. A double deflection there. Robinson couldn't tuck it home. Gamecocks chip this one back out to center. And a regroup here for Auburn. They'll wrap this one around Colin Burke. Not exactly aware of how much time he had. Now a turnover. Chad Lezyne's got to come back. Burke playing with it here in his own zone. Almost a turnover. Egan one-hands this one back for Burke. And now Egan taking it himself. Off the boards where Burke can take it. Clap it out off the boards. Far side, Cam Mecca. Rolling puck. Settled down, moved to the near side. Egan. Through Owen Thomas. He'll take it. Quick shot there and an easy save by Hayden Harris. He corrals the rebound. 13:43 to go in this third period. Still tied. And it looked like Colin Burke a little unsure there in his defensive zone in his decision making.
A little bit of miscommunication in that defensive zone. Couldn't get that puck out cleanly. And finally, Egan took control of it, and South Carolina worked it into the offensive zone.
This puck taking all kinds of crazy bounces here tonight. That one hits the corner of the boards up at the ledge. Bounces all the way back, and the Gamecocks come back 3 men against 4. Mecca fakes the shot, tries to center that one for Thomas. He was hollering for that puck. How many times have we seen those two team up this season? And the Tigers take this one. Patillo receives a shoulder from Mecca. Up the boards it comes, bounces off a skate. Now almost turned over again. Ronan Egan takes control. Backhander intended for Thomas. Intercepted by Patillo. Too far for Loic Harris. Chandler Brown back. A collision at center ice. Ronan Egan just now back to his feet. Play continues. Line changes for both squads. It's rolling puck too far for Michael Peake. First time we've seen this unit on the ice in quite some time. Fourth line of Michael Peake, Rob Lawrence, and Corey Hawkinson. They played a large chunk of the first period, and now here's Lawrence back the other way. Backhands that one to the right of the goaltender Harris. In behind for Humphrey. Verone tries to chip it 3. It comes loose into the slot and having some trouble with that one. Jacob Blanding, and now collision at center ice, 2-on-1. Robinson with Verone, down the side, a shot. Big save by Russell, he got the glove on it. A collision behind the play. Hawkinson brings it out with speed. This game could bust wide open right now. It's Hawkinson down the left wing with Lawrence going to the goal. Backhand shot, save made there. Hawkinson likes that backhander going down the left wing. He couldn't elevate it that time, but watch for Hawkinson to go back to that later in this period. The Tigers clear of flipping puck all the way back out, and icing will be called as Evan Hoey comes back and touches that one up. Reinforcements for South Carolina. Big opportunities at both ends of the ice.
Yeah, South Carolina nearing collapse there on the defensive end as one of the defenders decided to pinch, creating a 2-on-1 opportunity, and Trip Russell coming through for his team again, making a big save. And on the other end, South Carolina creating opportunities as Rob Lawrence will skate off to the bench. and an offensive zone opportunity for the Gamecocks.
Second line of Reese, Bolger, and Rudman coming on now. 6 points combined on the night. And this game is not tied at 4 without the work of those 3 players. Evan Hoey on the backhand, swatted back down. First time we've seen Hoey in some time. Puck too far for Bolger. He's been all over the ice tonight. Caleb Patillo, and Bolger goes awkwardly into the boards there. He pops right back up, a little slow. No worse for wear, though. We'll keep an eye on him as Reese throws a body check. Bolger needs a line change here. We will keep an eye on Michael Bolger. Loose puck bouncing there in front of Harris. Taken by Ryan Scott. Out off the far side. Centering pass. Haggerty. Thrown in cross corner. Now Sam Edwards, a bouncing puck. Too far behind the goal. Not a shot on that. Now a quick shot there. Russell catches it, holds it up, says, I've got that one. 11:17 to go third period. Still tied at 4. Solid stop by Trip Russell.
Yeah, heavy slap shot there from Henry Humphrey. Has an assist tonight. And that puck was moving as it went towards Trip Russell, and net makes a good save with his glove. We've seen a couple of good saves from Trip Russell tonight with that glove. And now 11 minutes to play here in this third.
Big defensive zone draw. Matty on to take it. Now he wins it. Sideways for Tyler Oakley. Play it out near side, center ice. Now Loic Harriso takes over. Far side. Hit, has some room, takes a shot. Russell, another save. And another collision after the fact. Chad Lezyne goes into the boards with James Hitt. 2 men are separated. Another face-off here. Carbon copy of the last play.
Some more physicality we're starting to see, Dillon. Hits going back and forth between teams. A lot of bodies down on the ice in this third period.
Auburn out shooting South Carolina 9-4 as we approach the halfway point of the third period. Auburn wins the offensive zone draw. Long shot there. Russell blockers it up into the air. Bodying after, loose in front. A rolling puck shut down on the goal line by Russell. That puck pops straight up into the air. Not everybody knew where it was. Back the other way come the Tigers in. An open ice collision there. Harriso being stepped into by Tyler Oakley. Noah Matty, almost a turnover. Now turning and chipping the puck back in is Ian Powderly. Behind the goal. Taken by Noah Matty. Centering pass now. Can't be connected. Chad Lezyne finds a man. Oakley falls off the one-time chance. Still losing the slot, though. Poked off the stick of Oakley, and 3-on-1 back the other way. Powderly races back for South Carolina. Brown down the left wing. Feeds a man in front. Harriso backhander. He sends it wide. Goes awkwardly into the boards, and a penalty will be coming up here. Looking like a hook or slash against Ian Powderly. Did everything he could on that play. Gamecocks got caught flat-footed, and sometimes you got to take a penalty. Not the best result for South Carolina, but I think anybody on that bench will take a penalty over a goal.
Yeah, and Trip Russell has come up big a couple of times here in this third period. First makes the initial save, and then the puck pops up in the air, and Trip Russell's out of position. He had a great job of adjusting, finding that puck, and knocking it away before it flew into that goal. And then again, an opportunity on an odd man rush for Auburn, shut down by the slash of Ian Powderly and the play of Trip Russell.
Fourth power play opportunity here for Auburn as Trip Russell kicks that puck out with the left pad. It's held in the zone, swatted on there. Cross ice pass, far side. Brown scores! Chandler Brown, a power play goal. 5-4 Auburn. 10:07 to go in the third period.
What a shot by Chandler Brown. Joe Collega loses his stick on the other side of the ice, and he has to go mark that area of the ice that Chandler Brown's in without a stick. Can't really do anything except throw his body out there, and a great shot by Chandler Brown, the captain. His second goal tonight, his third point. And that one beats Trip Russell for the Auburn Tigers to take the lead.
16th on the campaign for Brown. And now we see what these clubs are made of. Right off the draw, Cam Mecca coming back down the right wing. Takes it underneath with some speed. Bodied into by Robinson. A rolling puck back out towards the point. Hoey can't hold it in. Delayed offsides. Back the other way. Verone, almost an odd man rush for the Tigers. Poked back in by Owen Thomas. Cam Mecca, as things maybe slow down a little bit here. Chips it in far side corner. Owen Thomas on that one. Finishes his check. As the seconds tick off here in the third period, Collega closes a man off. The puck rolls back for Evan Hoey. Settled down, moved cross ice here. Off a skate, collision at open ice, and the puck taken by Collega. They'll slow things down in their own zone. Unfamiliar waters here for South Carolina, trailing by a goal past the halfway point in the third period. Caleb Patillo almost turned that one over for Cam Mecca. Far side, can't be held in by Joe Collega. He'll double back though, away from Weiss. Hard on the puck, he'll chip this one back in. No icing on the play. Humphrey back for this one. Now off the turnover here for South Carolina. It's taken back though by the Tigers. They'll move this one far side to the blue line. Oakley pokes that one in. A solid defensive play by Tyler Oakley. The Tigers have the momentum right now. Gamecocks looking like they're hanging on by their fingernails. Center point, Bolger's back on the ice. A delayed call here? No. Play in behind the net is shaken up on the play is Tyler Oakley. Two players collide in behind the goal. 8.5 to go. This puck flipped back out off a glove there, and it settles back down for Sam Edwards. Winds and fires that one into the shins of Nick Peters. Now bringing this one back, Julian Reese. He's got Bolger on the left wing. Reese, stutter step, loses it. Bolger follows on, shoots one there. Harris makes the save. Harris keeps the door shut. A one-goal hockey game with not a lot of time remaining. Well, in the context of the game, not too much time. A lot can happen in 8 minutes.
Yeah, you're starting to get that sense of the first period energy that South Carolina had, down a goal, not really knowing where that next opportunity is going to come from. So for South Carolina, going to need a player to step up here if they want to get back in this game.
Gamecocks need a calming voice on the bench. You can see they're gripping the sticks a little tighter here. Auburn's playing with house money. Across the red line, Julian Reese, one goal already tonight, pulls up and fires that one. And they are going to lock Julian Reese down as much as they can the rest of the night. 31 shots for Auburn, 37 for South Carolina. Those numbers looked quite different after 2 periods, 32-17 in favor of the Gamecocks. Tigers have clawed their way back into this game and taken control. Offensive zone draw. Powderly takes a man into the boards. They've shaken up the lines here a little bit. It's Corey Hawkinson. Top of the slot, takes it himself. Sets up shop, sidesteps a man and hit. Now Hawkinson sends another backhander in front. It's chopped off the outside of the cage, and this one played up and out by the captain, Chandler Brown. Out of play. New defensive pairing comes on for South Carolina. It's Peters and Collega. Everything's being shaken up here. Inside 7.5 to go. Hawkinson has taken Maddie's spot on that third line at center. He's on with Powderly and Chad Lezyne, who is on the puck right now for South Carolina. Sends this one back for Ryan Scott behind the goal. Auburn trying to hang on here. The Gamecocks giving everything they've got. A flipping puck back out towards center. 2-on-1 develops here. And a collision at the blue line. Play continues. Nick Peters from his own goal line. Chance for the Gamecocks. Powderly having some trouble hanging on to that puck. It goes back now. Patillo behind his net. Swings out and chips it up for hit. Now again, 2-on-1 developing. Down the right side, Robinson lowers the shoulder, brings it around, tries the wraparound, and he gets stuffed in a collision with Trip Russell. Hawkinson goes into his goaltender. Russell, slow to get up.
Opportunity for Auburn there. Another odd man rush. They just seem to have the open end of the ice, and they're using their speed to their advantage. South Carolina has that speed, but hasn't found the open ice yet in that offensive zone. Auburn with another good opportunity, and as that puck comes off its bearings, the faceoff will be outside the blue line.
Trip Russell no worse for wear, and these momentum swings, as we've seen them, have been purely mental. I mean, anytime something happens, someone scores a goal, that same team comes out roaring after the next faceoff. And momentum can swing on a dime here. So from his own zone, Bolger off the boards to Pruden, turned over. Robinson denies it. 6.5 to go. Gamecocks just need 1. Out off the glass, past Rudman. Picked up by Oakley. Swings this one away from O'Rourke. Punched back in front of Trip Russell off the boards. Avery Pruden, far side, taken by Oakley. Out in front, Bolger going to double back here. One of the more notable players in this hockey game, it's Bolger. Drops it off for Reese. Top of the circles, back down for Bolger. Moves it for Pruden. Up top, sends one. Redirected on its way. Hit the stick of Luke Rudman. Now he chips it back for Reese. On for Bolger. Steps out. A backhander. He scores! The hat trick for Mike Bolger. We're tied at 5. An unbelievable backhander inside 6 minutes to go.
Dillon, we talked about the player for South Carolina. Who was it going to be that was going to step up with this team down? 6 minutes remaining, the clock ticking down. South Carolina starting to get nervous. And Mike Bulger has showed up huge in this game. Only 18 points in the regular season up to this point. A hat trick and an assist tonight. He has been the most efficient South Carolina player on offense, and he has really got this South Carolina team going.
Mike Bulger, the freshman, putting the team on his back. The Gamecocks are back in it. And we will see how both of these clubs respond. And icing right off the hop here. And you can see anytime that line is on, anytime Bulger and Reese are on, the same way for Auburn. Anytime Chandler Brown and Steve Verone are on the ice, everyone takes notice. They're dominating the puck possession. So it's about getting the matchups you want. Watch 17 and 23 in orange, 23 and 6 in white. Burke in behind the goal. Brand new hockey game, as we've had so many times here. Cam Mecca off the boards. He's got some speed, a 3-on-2 for South Carolina. With Thomas and Egan, it's Mecca. Centers one. Out of the skates there of Owen Thomas. Chandler Brown takes over, back the other way. Gathering speed now, near side. Sam Edwards lumbering in. Fires that one, far side corner. Colin Burke behind the net. And an icing will be called here. No, it's been waved off. There was a collision with Ian Powderly in the slot, in the neutral zone rather. 5:05 to go. Robinson racing down back to our left. Taps this one off the boards. No one home for Auburn. Colin Burke touches up here. Behind his net, Burke's got some decisions to make. He swings that one off the boards. Joe Collega takes it. Flips this one out too far for Powderly. Intercepted Patillo. Back in. Joe Collega for South Carolina. Another line change here. Short shifts for the Gamecocks. Patillo tries to step into Powderly. Battling for it. Loose puck taken. Back come the Tigers. It's Brown down the left side. He's got Collega to beat a solid defensive play. Joe Collega diving. And now Peters throws a hit, sees him go flying. And Corey Hawkinson tries to chip this one out for Ian Powderly. Delayed offsides, misplayed there by Chad Lezyne. Humphrey behind the goal. Puck popped up, 20 feet in the air. Humphrey again with some speed, drops it off. Point shot knocked up on its way. Bounces into the near side corner. Some tired Gamecocks out there. Ian Powderly can't get off the ice. Corey Hawkinson has it. 4 minutes to go. A frantic third period here. Hawkinson from his own circle here. Now reinforcements for South Carolina, as well as Auburn. Hawkinson will bring it himself. That puck rolls up on it. Some frustration from the Gamecock bench. They go D to D. Oakley off the boards. Too far for Rudman. Goes after Patillo there. Now Loic Harriso turned over. Bulger has it. 3 goals tonight for the freshman. Down the right wing. It comes back. Harriso cross ice. Sam Edwards taking on now. Robinson back for Edwards. Right side stick lifted by Rudman. It goes into the corner. Nick Peters. Underneath Robinson off the outside of the cage. Battling for it there. Tyler Oakley. Harriso. Goal line. Down for Robinson. Throws it off the boards there. Looking over his shoulder. Nick Peters. But Michael Bulger gets there first. Now Peters up for Julian Reese. Gets stepped into. 23 against 23 for both clubs. 3:10 to go. Up the near side wall, it's Julian Reese. Almost had a step there. Puck bounced up on him, couldn't hang on. Neutral zone, Harriso. Back the other way, Brown fires one. Russell makes the blocker save. Puck ricochets into the corner, taken by Luke Rudman. Hounded by Verone, pulled off, and a shot by Brown goes wide. Far side, Weiss. Momentum swing once again. Auburn's got it. A blocked shot, almost an odd man break back the other way for South Carolina. Brown, unsure of where to go now. Bulger with Reese down the right side. Bulger towards the goal. Sends one over for Julian Reese. A solid defensive play, shutting that one down. This time it's Jacob Blanding. Brown tries to send a man there. Would have been Weiss. But it's broken up by the Gamecock defenders. Puck now taken. Collega. Thomas going to chip this one back in. First line for South Carolina gets in after it. We approach the 2-minute warning. 10 goals equally divided here in this opening round from Nashville. As Burke fires that one back in off the hand of Andrew Haggerty. Puck taken behind the goal. Henry Humphrey. Goal line. Tigers on the breakout. Collega steps up, fans on the puck. Colin Burke up for Mecca. Has some trouble with it. bounces back, and Mecca steps into Haggerty there. Robinson, first man to the puck, takes Mecca into the boards. And now it's Burke, near side, chips this one up for Ronan Egan. Back the other way, Robinson has a step, one-hands it there, and Joe Collega shuts down. Centering pass, and Russell stopped it! A game-saving stop once again from Trip Russell. 1:26 to go in the third period. Lunging from his right to his left, gets the pad on it and smothers for a face-off.
And take a breath, everybody. Wow. What a shift of play right there. Joe Collega blocking off that pass. For the most part, that puck bouncing back to Auburn, getting that pass across the slot, and Trip Russell. What a move, getting across his crease and making a phenomenal save to keep this game tied. 1:30 remaining, Dillon.
Marcel Richard takes his timeout. The Tigers setting something up here in the final 90 seconds. We've got a quick timeout. An opportunity for us to catch our breath. Certainly been one of the most eventful games we've had in a long time, maybe ever.
Yeah, great offensive play from both sides. This is not the Auburn team we saw just a week ago. They're playing with a lot more passion. They obviously want this game, but so do the Gamecocks. South Carolina doing everything they can to fight back into this game. Mike Bolger leading the charge, and wow, if it's 1:26 left in this game, it's going to be a good 1:26.
There's belief on the Auburn bench. There's resolve on that of South Carolina. Pride is on the line. An opportunity to get out of the first round for the first time in quite some time. This tournament has only been won, and now it's 11th running. It's only been won by 4 teams: Arkansas, Alabama, Georgia, and the University of Tennessee in its inaugural season, 08-09. So the first round matchup here continues. Gamecocks get it out of the zone. Patillo has it inside his own blue line, puts it off the wall. Ian Powderly cycles it back in, intended for Corey Hawkinson. Now Patillo. Cross-ice pass, taken there, flipped high, up over the glove of Chandler Brown. They will rule he did not touch it. Nick Peters comes back and gathers an icing for South Carolina, 1:07 to go. Gamecocks out shooting the Tigers 38-32.
And South Carolina doing a good job of winning face-offs in the offensive zone. It's led to a couple of their power play goals. We'll see if they can win this offensive opportunity here.
After 32 shots through the first 2 periods, only 6 in this third frame for South Carolina. As we head down to a minute of turnover, it's Reese in the zone. A quick shot there. Harris got the shoulder on that one. Another shot there by Reese goes high, catches the glass. Taken by Rudman. Gamecocks running around now. Tyler Oakley fires this one underneath. Follow-up chance. Tipped in front there. Reese's tip goes wide. 45 to go. Bolger, 3 goals already tonight. At the hash marks. Hard stopping action, sends one in front, smothered by Patillo. Chipped back out, it bounces through. Tyler Oakley will have to race back. Nick Peters flags him off. Line change for Auburn. Same Gamecocks stay on. Peters wheeling, takes a whack. Puck still on his stick, moves it ahead. Taken by Julian Reese, down the right side, sidesteps a man. In on the back end, still has a turning shot, that one goes wide. Inside 19. Bolger, another shot goes wide again. Peters from the point. Back down low, in front, Julian Reese, behind the goal line. 10 seconds to go in regulation. Bodied off there, ragged to the far side corner. Peters keeps it in. Bolger sends a backhander in front, and we will go to overtime. 5-5 the score. Regulation, not enough. Just the second overtime game for South Carolina this season. The last one ended in a tie. Zach and I need a break. We'll take a few moments here between now and overtime. We'll leave you on. You can see the action. Zach and I are going to step aside for a moment here. Hey, and you guys know 4-on-4. All right, welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. We are set up for overtime here. Well, I guess you never really left. Force a habit there. Goaltenders have switched ends. I'm not sure if you saw a little nod and a glove tap, a glove wave from Trip Russell to Hayden Harris. Mutual respect among goaltenders. It is a brotherhood. And so we will skate 4-on-4 here for 5 minutes. The first game in the tournament that has gone to overtime. Again, the Gamecocks, just their second overtime game this season. Last one ended in a tie, 4-4 against Virginia Tech, who tied it up quite late. South Carolina had a 4-2 lead inside a minute to go. 2 quick goals from the Hokies sent the fans home with a tie. This one has quite a bit riding on it. 5 minutes at 4-on-4. Mecca, Ronan Egan, Owen Thomas, Nick Peters. The Tigers win the opening draw here in overtime. Now it's Chandler Brown. He'll have the first opportunity down the right side. Brown shoots one in and out of the glove of Russell. Follow-up chance. Brown sends that one through the slot. Quick shot from the point, blocked by Cam Mecca. Following on is Ronan Egan. The puck comes for Nick Peters. Now it's Mecca with Ronan Egan into the slot. Egan triple teamed there. And now back the other way come the Tigers. 3-on-2. It's going to be end-to-end here. Hart stopping down the far side. It's Weiss away from Owen Thomas. 30 seconds gone here in overtime. Cam Mecca headmans this one for Ronan Egan. The Gamecocks come back with numbers. Centering pass there too far for Peters. Into the corner. Peters gets taken down there. Slow to get up. Play continues. Back the other way, it's Weiss down the right side. Quick shot again, and Russell smothers that one. 50 seconds gone in overtime. Nick Peters back to his feet. He makes his way back to the Gamecock bench.
Yeah, great job holding down that puck by Trip Russell, getting Peters to the bench, who was slow to get over there. And another good Auburn opportunity, followed by a South Carolina opportunity. It's going to be back and forth for the remainder 4 minutes of this first overtime. Offensive zone opportunity here for the Tigers. Robinson off the draw. It goes sideways to Oakley. Jousting at this one with Robinson. Puck comes free for Michael Bolger. He's on with Collega and Reese. Now he'll double back. Sees what he likes. 15 in white, it's Tyler Oakley. They will dump this one back in. Behind the cage, Reese on the forecheck. Cleared around near side, Robinson. Turnover though, Oakley a shot, save made by Harris. Doesn't know where the rebound is though. It's Julian Reese, back down low, up top now. Oakley across, Collega, far side. Fires one there, it's blocked. Collega holds it in. Sent back down low, Bolger lost his stick. It's chipped past Julian Reese, Tyler Oakley holds it in. Or at least for a second he did. Oakley stripped of control, it's Verone back the other way. 2-on-1. That one goes off Collega into the near side. Oakley gets stepped into. Bolger races back the other way. Across the blue line, the Gamecocks onside. A man goes down for Auburn. Wrist this puck back in behind. You can tell these players are gassed here. 3:15 to go in overtime. Hawkinson fresh from the South Carolina bench. The Tigers go D to D. The period of the long change here in overtime, similar to the second period. Near side, Humphrey fires one. Blocker saved by Russell. The rebound cleared out down by Corey Hawkinson. He's got a loose stick here. Humphreys goes for a spill. The puck is underneath him somewhere. Hawkinson now Powderly. Down the left wing, Corey Hawkinson with some speed, cuts towards the middle. A shot, he's redirected. That chance is denied, it goes out off the boards. Henry Humphrey sends this one free for a hit. Right side, fires one there. Russell makes another save. 2:39 to go, Trip Russell equal to the task. Trip Russell, a couple of big saves, and you know how he was played phenomenally so far tonight is D-man Joe Collega breaking up a couple of odd man rush opportunities and shutting and blocking a couple of shots here in overtime. He has played really well for this South Carolina defense.
Brown against Mecca for the face-off in the South Carolina zone. Almost halfway through overtime. Cross-ice pass, that shot knocked up and into the glove of Trip Russell. Another face-off here. That'll take 7 seconds off the clock.
And you were absolutely right earlier. These players are gassed, Dillon. Out of breath. 2 minutes 30 remaining in this first overtime. And now it's about willpower. What do they have left in the tank? How much do they want this game? It's going to be an exciting finish.
And if you're FAU or Ole Miss, you're loving this because the opponent you get tomorrow has been through quite a bit. Cam Mecca, Gamecock captain. He's got a goal tonight. He races down the left side. He's going to try to take it in towards the middle. Defenseman was waiting for that one. Back the other way, the Tigers once again. Chandler Brown, the captain. down the right wing, tries to go wide on Owen Thomas. Centering pass broken up by Nick Peters. Sends that one up. Move back in. Behind Russell's net, Nick Peters now. At the 2-minute mark, the Gamecocks just trying to set up patiently here. Peters, miscommunication there with Mecca. That'll allow Robinson in on it. Cross-ice pass broken up by Mecca. Decision making here as Russell chips this puck up and out of play. 1:49 to go in the overtime rather. Not used to saying overtime. We haven't gotten to it too often. 40 shots on goal for South Carolina. 36 for Auburn.
Yeah, and this has been back and forth. Another miscommunication in the South Carolina defense. And once Trip Russell knocked that puck out of play, it allowed for a line change.
Those are the miscommunications that can cost you dearly. It nearly did. Joe Collega pushes this one back out towards center. Humphrey easily catches up to this one for the Tigers. Uses his momentum and carries it on through center ice. Through center into the zone here. Watched by Julian Reese. He sends this one back in. Tyler Oakley near side. Stephen Verone. Always dangerous when he's on for Auburn. Has the puck now. Got a man going towards the goal. Verone shoots one there. Hit the crossbar. Maybe the mask of Russell as well. The puck stays out. Robinson has it now. We're almost to a standstill. Far side it goes. Back down half wall. Bolger after Robinson. Comes back. A flutter shot skips wide there of Russell. Towards the final minute of overtime. Another shot. Russell makes the save. He'll freeze it for a face-off. 1:02 to go.
After seeing such back-and-forth action throughout this first, second, and third period, the players are starting to slow down, and you're right about the standstill comment. It's starting to slow down, and that puck isn't as quick off everybody's stick. The players aren't moving as fast to pucks. And a minute left in this first period, Auburn with another good opportunity.
Have to wonder if Alan Sirois is going to use his timeout at some point. Keep his big guns on the ice. Owen Thomas has it now. Goes out to Nick Peters. Inside a minute here in overtime. The victor plays FAU or Ole Miss. That game coming up at 9 p.m. tonight. We will not have the coverage of that game for you. If you are looking for coverage, as this icing is called, sending the faceoff back down to our right. If you are looking for coverage, go to Penalty Box Radio on Facebook. They've got all the other games, including their own live stream of this one. But a defensive zone draw here for South Carolina. Julian Reese steps in. He's on with Owen Thomas and Michael Bolger. Peters off the draw, slaps it around. 48 to go. Bolger trying to catch up to it. He's got it. Bolger with Reese steps in, fires one there. Knocked down on its way, and Harris smothers again. Bolger removed from the crease by Blanding. The face-off coming to Harris's right.
Finally, South Carolina with an offensive zone face-off after 3 or 4 in a row in their defensive zone. Managed to get that puck out, keep them from scoring, and 41 seconds to go here. Let's see what they have drawn up.
Huge defensive zone win here by Auburn. They chip this puck out back towards Owen Thomas. It's going to roll up on him. He'll corral it. Button hook back towards center. A backhand pass up for Julian Reese now. Galloping after it and taken there by Jacob Blanding. Knocking Reese off the puck. Back the other way for Auburn. Robinson down the right side. He's been all over the place in overtime. Steps in and around Peters, and Peters cuts that puck off. Flips it up. Back out to the blue line. Off the skates of Julian Reese. He backhands that one free for Cam Mecca. Has a step down the left side. Mecca against Patillo one-on-one. They crash into the boards behind the Auburn goal. Patillo wins that one-man puck battle. And it goes down the left side. Verone, an easy shot there. Russell makes the pad save. And overtime comes to a conclusion. One overtime, not enough. We're going to ask around here and see if we'll go to another or perhaps a shootout. Same deal as after the third period. We'll keep you visually entertained here. Zach and I are going to take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Second overtime, forthcoming. 65 minutes of hockey have not been enough. Alan Sirois drawing things up on the bench for South Carolina. Marcel Richard, in his 8th year with the University of Auburn, has his plans in place as well. 41-39. The shots are almost dead even. And we did receive word that Blake Robison, not Blake Robinson, thanks to one of the fans and parents for that one. Never know which website to trust. Made an educated guess, and my apologies to Robinson and his family. Gamecocks need one more skater here. They tap Joe Collega. No surprise there. Collega's been outstanding on D all night for South Carolina. Peters, Hawkinson, and Mecca.
Yeah, right now on the scoreboard again, they have 20 minutes up there. I don't know if we're going to do another 5-minute overtime period. Oh, now they're requiring a switch. A little bit late.
Another nod there, Hayden Harris to Trip Russell.
And I think they're trying to get that scoreboard changed to 5 minutes, unless that second overtime is going to be a 20-minute period, which I would highly doubt.
That would be something. You go 5-minute OT to a 20-minute OT. Well, we'll go until we can't go anymore. How about that? No shootout, that's for sure. Off the opening draw here, double overtime. The Tigers bring this one in 3 men strong across the blue line, away from Corey Hawkinson. Stepping into the slot, too far for the reach of Cam Mecca. Humphrey has it. Battling back now, Hawkinson reaching for it. Bouncing puck, he's got Mecca far side. Hawkinson's going to take it himself. First game back in almost a month for Corey Hawkinson. Can't hang on to that puck as it came back from Joe Collega. Peters pinching in. He gets crunched and a couple of players lost gloves there. Hawkinson behind the goal. Sends it in front for Peters. It bops up in the air. A bouncer settled down. Hawkinson, first man to it. Chips it back in behind the goal. Back out along the far side. Chandler Brown. And you can just see it shift by shift. They have left the 20 minutes up on the board. We're at 19:11 to go right now. Shift by shift, though, these players are being worn down. Each stride takes a little bit more out of you. And now back the other way. Bouncing puck almost knocked past Joe Collega by Blake Robison. And this puck will be played with a high stick. So a neutral zone face-off forthcoming. And how close was that to being a breakaway back the other way for Robison?
Yeah, Joe Collega knocked the biggest player on the ice at all times, but right there, that puck bounced up, and he was just able to knock that one down in front of him. If that did clear him, I think Auburn has a odd man rush on Trip Russell and a chance to win the game.
We've got a power play coming up. Robison in the box for that high sticking.
And only 2 skaters on the ice for Auburn.
It'll be a 4-on-3. They need to send someone else out there. The officials having a conversation here. They've put 20 minutes on the penalty. That's not right. They put a second penalty up, also for 19 minutes. Having some troubles with the score clock, though. We understand it's more complicated than you might think if you've ever been in there. Owen Thomas comes over, as does Ronan Egan and Cam Mecca, the leadership core for South Carolina. Trip Russell down to our right, staying loose. And so a penalty in overtime for Auburn. And the season can swing on this for both clubs. Obviously, the man advantage is an advantage. But shorthanded play, I know that sounds a little obvious. You're giving me that look. Shorthanded goals, we've seen a lot of them. I don't count anything out here in this overtime.
Yeah, Trip Russell does have to stay ready because you never know what's going to happen. We've seen a lot of odd man rushes for Auburn, and you never know when that puck can fly down the ice all at once. South Carolina, golden opportunity for them. You can tell both of these teams are absolutely gassed. And when you're up a man, this is your opportunity. Even if you're out of breath, you're always going to have somebody open somewhere on the ice. South Carolina trying to put this one away.
Still more troubles with the penalty clock. If you are just with us, the game's coming up after this one. University of Georgia and Georgia Tech. That is the 4 versus 5 matchup following the conclusion of this game at 6 p.m. Central Time. That'll be 7 out east. We're almost at 6 right now, Central Time. 5:41 as I take a glance at my watch here.
And those Georgia Tech games have been great all year. Phenomenal games in the regular season. We'll see if the 4 and the 5 seed can bring it in this SEC tournament, but it's going to be tough to encore this one.
Still, more troubles with the clock. The officials not exactly sure what to do, and you could set your watch by that. Well, maybe not, but there's always at least one of these. Always at least one time in a game. Doesn't matter who South Carolina's playing. It doesn't matter what team is playing. It could be the Georgia Tech game in Georgia coming up. There's always this one issue that comes up, be it a penalty, be it an issue with the clock, a scrum in front, and when it is the scrum where 3, 4, 5 players get penalties, it takes a long time to sort out. But like clockwork, there's no pun intended. Like clockwork, there's a big stoppage here, and we've got to get this all sorted out.
And if anything, this helps South Carolina a lot. It allows their players to catch their breath. While it might seem insignificant, getting some rest, up an extra man, is vital for this South Carolina team. Maybe get some fresh legs, use that speed that we saw in those first 3 periods, and try and get one by the great Hayden Harris.
And how different this game could be. You saw Bolger go down around the middle of this game. Took an awkward fall into the boards down to our right. Looked like perhaps a neck injury. He was laboring a little bit. Bolger comes out no worse for wear. Scores the game-tying goal at even strength. His hat-trick goal, 13th of the season. Mike Bolger just putting the team on his back so far tonight. And still more. Still more. We don't like to keep going after the squad in the penalty box here. We're just keeping you updated. The fans and players alike are experiencing some mounting frustration. Looks like SEC Commissioner Justin Bradford has entered the box. They're trying to figure this thing out. We will continue as much as we can, and all the players now, Hayden Harris going back towards the bench. I still, as a former goaltender myself, I can't imagine, as a former player at all, I can't imagine playing on 2 different skates for almost the whole hockey game.
And they have 41 shots up against him. He's done phenomenal in goal. He did a great job in that first period when he had both of his skates on properly. And then since that game, imagine playing however many periods, 2 in regulation and then overtime with mismatched skates. It's just a great job that Hayden Harris has done and that Auburn team from keeping him in this game.
And Trip Russell, give him a ton of credit. 17 shots for Auburn coming into this period. 39 now. Well, coming into the third period. 39 now as we attempt to proceed with double overtime. Power play for South Carolina so far tonight. They have gone 2 for 4. Power play goals coming from Cam Mecca and Michael Bolger, both in the second period. And it looks like they're just going to play here. They'll keep an eye on the clock and let Robeson out of the box here whenever it is time. So Egan, Thomas, Mecca, Tyler Oakley, the power play 4 for South Carolina, 4-on-3. In overtime here, double overtime. Owen Thomas waits, goes across for Oakley, back for Thomas, the one-time shot. Sent that one wide, it comes back for Oakley. Pitch and catch there with Cam Mecca. Penalty killers for Auburn, a one-time shot by Thomas, knuckles wide. Penalty killers for Auburn, setting up shop in the diamond, the triangle rather, and really not moving. Oakley again, once Thomas fakes the one-timer, goes back. Oakley the shot there, blocked on its way. A solid block by Loic Harris, so he caught that puck up high. 1:24 to go on the man advantage here. Ronan Egan rotating, center point for South Carolina. Goes across. Tyler Oakley redirects that puck wide. Owen Thomas has to come to the near side and play it. Waiting patiently, firing one there, and they'll rule it off. It hit the crossbar. That puck stays out. Couldn't hear it. They'll say it hit the crossbar. Play continues. Still a minute to go on the South Carolina power play. A fraction of an inch from ending it here. Now Mecca tries to send a spinorama, wraparound attempt. It goes off the outside of the cage, and that one tips off Peter's stick. Mecca down to his shin guards, down to his knees. He can't play it. Now it's back the other way. Patillo, shorthanded, a 2-on-1. Goes wide on Kalega, plays it back through, and Peters races back. That puck broken up there. The Gamecocks chip it back out to center. 4-on-3. The Tigers are going to make him come and get it. 28 seconds on the man advantage. An opportunity slipping between the fingers of South Carolina right here. Chandler Brown waiting in the neutral zone. Puck taken there by Julian Reese. Sidesteps Brown. Back the other way. Collision. It's a 2-on-1. Bolger down the right side. Finds Peters. In the middle of shot. He sends it up high. Harris may have gotten a tip on that one. They will rule that it deflected off the goaltender. Up into the netting. 9 seconds on the man advantage. Best look of overtime we've seen. And Harris comes up big.
Yeah, and first on that shot that went off the crossbar. That one took his time. I believe it was Owen Thomas walking in slowly and then just wristing it. Quick release off the crossbar. And you're right, inches away from victory.
Off the draw, Julian Reese now. Final seconds. That man going to be coming out of the box soon. A quick shot knocked down on its way. Now it's Peters. Back for Reese at even strength. A quick shot goes wide again from the point. Robeson gallops back into the play. He's in behind. They're going to try to feed him. And icing will not be called. It's Robeson behind the goal with Collega. Now Chandler Brown. Redemption time here for Auburn. Walking across the blue line. It's Brown. Fires a shot there. Saved by Russell. Almost redirected. Far side, Ryan Scott. Into the skates there. Collega plays at it. It's chipped back in. Robeson bodies Collega. The puck rolls free. Cross ice pass. Now it's Bolger. 2 Gamecocks against 3 Tigers back. And they've got to get a line change here. Bolger by himself. A quick shot, and Harris makes another save. Denies Bolger of what would be his 4th. As Bolger goes spinning into the far side corner. 16:22 to go. Double overtime. Still tied at 5.
And another example of Mike Bolger making things happen. 1-on-3 against the Auburn defense. He works his way in and gets a shot off. Good shot, Mike Bolger.
Off the draw, the Gamecocks have it. It's Oakley at the point. Hesitates. Fires one there. The save is made. The puck is loose in the slot. Back the other way, gathering speed. It's Weiss. Owen Thomas comes back nicely to break that puck up. A counterattack for South Carolina. Ian Powderly almost by himself. He sends that one wide. Harris waves at it. Powderly sends a hit there. The puck rolls slowly up for Tyler Oakley. He's been out for quite some time here in overtime. Puck rolls around far side. Corey Hawkinson gets there, though he's outmanned, and they'll send this one cross ice. It skips there at the blue line. Tyler Oakley slowly moves it back in. Oakley battling there against Blanding. He takes his man into the boards, and the Tigers come back. Skipping puck, settled down. Sidestep the in Powderly. It's Verone and now Owen Thomas for the Gamecocks. Another line change here. Corey Hawkinson gains the blue line, walks in, doubles back, takes a collision. Puck rolls free to Ian Powderly. Slowly back up is Hawkinson. Powderly, goal line, floats this one across. Joe Collega on now. D to D. Corey Hawkinson at the point, sends it into the slot for Powderly. A shot there, that one redirected on its way. Peters a follow-up chance from a sharp angle. Harris makes both saves. Joe Collega taken into the Gamecock bench. This puck couldn't be taken through. Now it's Powderly. A chance back the other way into the slot. Pulls up. Now it's Peters again. A shot, and that one may have been caught by the glove of Harris as well. Mecca holds it in now. Winds, fakes it, has some trouble with it, sends it off the skate of Verone. My apologies. And now a rolling puck taken back by Cam Mecca. Line change for Auburn. Mecca knows the situation. Doubles back twice. And now roaring out far side. Mecca, will he drop it off? No, he'll take it himself. Cam Mecca has it poked off his stick. Moved free in Robeson. Back now, far side O'Rourke, stepping into the slot, lost his skate. And now Nick Peters comes over for the Gamecocks. Floats one again out, far side. Just trading opportunities. Both gas tanks almost on empty, perhaps past empty. As Nick Peters in behind the goal gets taken in. He needs Collega to step in and help him out. Patillo in there for Auburn. Almost a breakout pass, turned over. Humphrey comes in, blocked there. A solid block by Cam Mecca. And now back the other way comes Ronan Egan. Across the blue line, Patillo goes down. Both benches hollering for a call. Brown, the pass to him is intercepted. Joe Collega. Edge work there, brings the puck in himself. The Gamecock defenseman sidesteps Brown. He's got Egan in front of the goal. Tries a centering pass. Not enough friendly sweaters home. Another breakout pass back the other way, it's hit. Rolls one on goal, Russell. And you bet your bottom dollar he's going to get a whistle and a face-off here. 13:38 to go, double overtime. 45-41, the shots in favor of South Carolina.
Back and forth action even more, Dillon. South Carolina, more opportunities on their end. A couple of chances turned around, and now Auburn. Offensive zone opportunity off this face-off. with 13:40 to go.
Julian Reese gets waved out because Bolger was a little over anxious. Bolger, who played center in juniors with the junior Flyers, comes in, takes the draw, and it's moved around far side. Tyler Oakley on the ice again. He finds Bolger. He's on the ice with Julian Reese. Michael Bolger, 3 goals and an assist. Sends one there, redirected. Harris made the save. Bolger following on. This puck chopped back out. It goes off the boards. Rolls in on Tripp Russell. No icing. Owen Thomas winds it up. Off the toe of Michael Bolger. Chip back, bouncing puck, taken by Tyler Oakley. Neither team willing to give an inch. They've worked the whole season, now a turnover. Robeson flags it down, drops it back. Weiss steps in, knifed off his stick. Held in, though, at the line. Blanding has it, sends a backhander in front. Russell takes it out with the left toe. Big save by the Gamecock netminder, not his first tonight. Bolger steps up, fires one there again. Harris makes the save. Both these teams just so anxious to get an opportunity on goal. They're firing the puck almost as soon as they get into the zone, allowing for some not easy saves, but some textbook saves by both goaltenders.
And Mike Bolger doing a great job of killing momentum. Tripp Russell makes a big save. Looks like South Carolina's back on their heels. Bolger getting the shot off and getting an offensive zone faceoff.
Offensive zone draw. An opportunity goes by the wayside for South Carolina. Patillo again. Cross ice, it rolls off a skate there. Collega intercepts. Maybe an odd man rush back for South Carolina. At this point, who knows? A shot ricochets there. Hawkinson doubles back out of the corner. Has to get the puck out of the skates of the official. Hawkinson trying to do it by himself. He's got it, though. Hawkinson, a quick shot. Harris made that save. And now it is Rudman at the half wall. Puck in his skates. Chips it back down low. He sends Corey Hawkinson after it. Back it rolls now for Rudman. Goal line, trying to step out. He'll fake it. On the far side now, it rolls back. Collega fires a wrist shot. Blocked on its way. It goes into the corner now. Luke Rudman on Patillo. Puck comes now for Robeson. Cross ice, Chandler Brown has some trouble with it. It pops off his stick. Nick Peters takes control. Chops that one off the boards, now far side. And still we go. Now a 2-on-1. Chandler Brown down the right wing. He's got O'Rourke with him. Brown pulls up, fires one. Russell makes the save. Rebound, a shot, they score! It's over. O'Rourke in overtime. The Tigers take down the Gamecocks. 6-5 in the opening round.
What a hard-fought game by both ends. Tripp Russell disappointed, getting hugs from Liam Gormley. He played an incredible game tonight. And one odd man rush, too much. Tripp Russell makes the initial save. Puck bounces out. And a good finish by O'Rourke to put it away. What an incredible game in this SEC tournament. Hard fought by both sides. And a sad ending to a great regular season for South Carolina.
Just his second goal of the season for Lance O'Rourke. The unlikeliest of heroes come through in overtime. Just one for the ages here in South Carolina, regardless of the outcome.
Yep.
End to end.
Shades of that Florida game last year. You saw so many shots on net, back and forth action. South Carolina finding ways to climb back in, and then heartbreak at the end. As the Auburn fans who traveled well to the Ford Ice Center here in Nashville celebrate their teams, and the Gamecocks skate off.
It came down to who was able to stay with it better. Auburn came back with a ton of shots. 47 for South Carolina, the game-ending total. 45 for Auburn. And so the number 7 seed takes down the number 2 with their goaltender wearing 2 different skates. Hayden Harris, one of the key performers in this one. Michael Bolger, certainly his performance should not be overlooked. 3 goals and an assist for him. Tripp Russell, a game he will not forget for the rest of his life. And so the Tigers move on. They play the victor of Ole Miss and FAU. Those 2 teams tangle at 9 p.m. Central Time tonight. And for the Gamecocks, they will have their consolation game tomorrow against the University of Tennessee, if I am not mistaken.
Yep, that'll be at 10:45 a.m. Central Time. So be up early for that one. We'll be here.
And I guess after that, what more can we say? An outstanding game, an outstanding fight, an outstanding ride. And for the Gamecocks in the SEC tournament, it ends far sooner than perhaps many thought it should. But that just about wraps it up here. We're so glad you could be with us for every moment of this game, on through overtime, into double overtime. The final score here from the Fordyce Center: Auburn 6, South Carolina 5 in double overtime. And that'll wrap it up for us, for all of us here at the Capital City Sports Network. For Zach McKinstry, we thank you all for joining us. My name is Dillon Clark. Good night, South Carolina, and forever to thee.